codec sound effect plays when a guy whose first name, given name, is Hideo on screen. Coincidence? I think not. I'm turning the mic stand. Okay, that wasn't as loud as I thought. All right, here we are again. Gonna move this a little closer. There we go. Okay. Also, I realized shortly after I started getting ready to get this uploaded and ready to go, booted up, that I made samples from the opening movie for thumbnails for YouTube for the notifications, but I also forgot to put the game's logo in them. I was looking at them, I was like, I'm missing something here. I forget what it is. I don't know what I'm missing, but I'm missing something. And I said, whatever, it's fine, it'll work itself out. It did not work itself out, as it turns out. I don't have any logos in there, so I gotta fix that for next time. So that's fun. But anyway, the other thing, as unprepared as I am for this project, like I genuinely feel like I'm flying blind into this project. That just 2 days in a row like this is like, okay, I'm doing other stuff. Today was my shopping grocery day, so I didn't really have much time to do other stuff. I didn't have a chance to write any notes. I also didn't have a chance to do any paradigms for people. Although I don't think we really need too many paradigms at this point in the game. I think pretty much the ones they give you plus one more are good enough to suit our needs. So I think I'll probably just add the one. And funnily enough, the one that I'm talking about is also... Actually, maybe I'll add two, because there's a point to be made for having Rav for certain enemies, I think, but I don't remember if the enemies are in this chapter. But there's a tech that you can do that the game never tells you can do, but there's a tech that you can do to make things a little bit easier, so we'll talk about that when we start getting a little more into gameplay today. Because we're still kind of in tutorial mode, but once the lake itself sort of opens up a little bit, we'll be less in tutorial mode and more in, here's a bunch of fights, go do them, you know. So, but yeah, so I didn't put any notes together. I didn't do any paradigms. I did nothing. Actually, I shouldn't say I did nothing. I did have a chance to take a couple of glances at the list of weapons that are available in the game, although I admit it was only on mobile. I like to look at those sorts of tables on my computer so that way I can kind of have notes alongside it and say, okay, well, this works, so that I can kind of at least get like a precursor to my actual LP notes when I do it. But I had a chance to take a look, and I've got a vague idea of what I want to do with the weapons in the game. The accessories I'm not too worried about, because like we won't be getting any of the good stuff until later, so we might as well just equip whatever we have until we get to that point, you know. So, but the weapons you gotta kind of be careful with, because you get a few of them early on in the game, and I don't know if it's like a sunk cost fallacy thing with them. Like if you synthesize them to make them better early in the game, you lose out on some of the materials you can use later in the game, but you get better materials the further you get into the game that basically circumvent the need for the old materials. So do I just upgrade things and, you know, call it a day, or how do I do this? I don't remember what I did the last time, and the doctor's code isn't as busted in this one as it is in 13.2, so I'll talk about that. So a few things to talk about, but we can talk about them once we get started. Sorry. I sat down and my shirt still is kind of caught on the pillow behind me. There we go. That's better. So, we get a little reminder of the things that we have done before we get here. Let's see if I can read it in time. Probably not, because it's fading off of the screen as we speak. But yeah, a vague prelude to what happened previously, in case you haven't played in a while. I will attempt to read through it probably in the future, but we just played this yesterday, so it's probably not a huge concern. I mean, I would think that I would remember it, but anyway, memory is a little bit of a hazy thing anyway, because the memory that we just got past, future, whatever it might be from the fal'Cie isn't exactly the most helpful thing. We'll make our way anyway. How you doing, everybody? Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIII, the stream edition. Last time, began our adventures. We all got branded by the God Complex, and now we have a mission that we don't really understand, and we're trying to make sense of it. So what better way to do that than with raw combat, right? So let's activate combat mode and go on blast with these Seath that are just waiting so desperately for me. Let's see how many of them we have to fight in one combat scenario here. All of them, including the guest. So that's great. Okay, cool. Do it again. Okay, now we just get this guy. I think we should be able to, yeah, get him with two. As you can see, now that we have access to magic, the ghasts are a lot easier to kill because you can just, well, kill them with, you know, stagger them with magic, and then you can deal a lot more damage to them. So even though those numbers looked like a lot, they were in chapters 1 and 2, but by comparison now, not really a huge problem. And to be fair, the game's going to take it a little easy on us anyway for a little while in terms of, like, the encounters and what you're expected to do, so you don't have to like be super in-depth in terms of how your strategy goes. I did, however, say before I started the stream that it might be a good idea to set my paradigms up, even though I haven't gotten a chance to do that yet, so maybe let's do that while I'm sitting right here. We got a new weapon there, the Pearl Wing Staff. I don't remember what that one does, so let's check it out. It's for Vanille, so it's probably better than her initial Binding Rod. It's better on magic, and to be fair, she's not exactly fighting things with her strength at the moment. She doesn't have any of the physical strike Ravager skills, so she mostly uses whatchamacallit, her magical skills for now. Can I press triangle to unequip these? No. Is it square? No. How do I unequip this? Oh, I just hit remove. There we go. Duh. That makes a little more sense now, doesn't it? Okay, so you've got a power wristband, you've got an iron bangle. You can have one of these iron bangles as well. Although the doctor's code might not be a bad idea for Lightning to have anyway, because it doubles the restorative effects of potions, and with that, in the early game, you probably don't ever need to use a medic. So I might just give that to Lightning and then give the power wristband to Snow, because he doesn't really need the iron bangle. He's already got enough HP as it is, you know. So just give this to you for even more strength, and Physical Wall 5 will probably help him anyway. It probably gives him as much as he would have had from getting the extra HP, so in terms of defense. Then we can hand down the iron bangle and everything else to everybody else. Cool. Does Lightning have access to her medic yet? I don't think so. She gets Commando, Ravager, and medic, so normally. But I don't think she doesn't have access to it just yet. Snow has access to all three of his, because all three of his are fairly useful, and Vanille has access to 2 out of her 3. We'll work on the other stuff. I'm going to actually set these up and put them down here, I think. Let me think about how I want this. I think I'll stick you there. Because we don't really want to do, like, Ravsen Med, because Ravager doesn't really do anything on its own. It builds the chain bar, but without being able to stabilize it with a commando, it doesn't really help you very much. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this, and we're going to put another copy of Relentless Assault above the earlier version of Relentless Assault. What happens in the battle system in this game is that every 12 seconds, you can refresh your ATB bar by swapping paradigms. It encourages you to swap rather than stay on the same one for an extended period of time. The game never tells you this, though. It just gives you that passive benefit by, you know, just existing like that. So what players have done is they've said, okay, so set up 2 paradigms that are exactly the same, because when you do this, you can basically continue to repeat the commands that you just had on the old paradigm, and you can immediately start attacking again without having to wait for your ATB to refresh. So that's the plan. We're basically going to have 2 Relentless Assaults, because that's currently the best paradigm offensively available to us. Where the hell am I going? Here we go. So we'll have 2 of them, and then about every 2 or 3 times, I think at this point in the game it's like every 3 times you do an attack, a round of attacks rather, you get a, if you swap paradigms, you'll get a full stack of ATB gauge to work with again. How the hell do I get to this thing? Do I have to jump up here? Let's see. Oh, okay, they already know I'm here. So, let's just go to work. Bunch of guests, but that's okay. By the way, you'll notice that Lightning is just queuing up a blitz, and she will just go for it when she hits 2 ATB bar, even if there's only 1 thing queued, so. Like, she won't have to wait for all 3 of her all 3 of her ATB bars to go up in order to just execute on her attacks, so. I think we got a Decepticol from the last fight as well, right? I also learned there's actually this really good in-depth Google Doc that this game has available to it that talks about a whole bunch of different mechanics in the game, and one of them talks about how it's easier to get the aerosol items, Decepticol, Aegisol, Fortisol. I think there's one more as well, but I don't remember what it does. But you can get more of them by getting a lower ranking in fights. So naturally, because I keep getting 5-star ranks, we're never going to get a whole bunch now, are we? But that's okay.
Magic may be cursed, but it makes us stronger, doesn't it? What's to stop us from putting it to good use?
I mean, I'm with you on that one, but won't it also make it a lot harder for us to relate to the populace? Like, they're going to see the brands, or they're going to see us throwing marbles of elemental magic at people, and they're gonna be like, what the fuck is that supposed to be? These people are cursed.
We fight it! Ragnarok! That's the reason we're Lassie. To stop it. To keep Cocoon safe.
How did you glean this?
One reason, Sarah.
Okay. And how did she tell you this?
She said to protect Cocoon. And then she turned to Crystal. That's the proof right there. She completed her focus.
But how do you know that her focus has anything to do with our focus?
Was the same as ours.
That doesn't mean that their priorities didn't change.
We were chosen to be guardians. To defeat Ragnarok. It makes sense.
What the hell it does? You're grasping at straws, son. Post-Falsi are Cocoon's enemies. We just got recruited by one of them. If I were a betting man,
see, Saz is coming from preconceived notions here.
I'd put us on the other side.
But Snow is also being stupid, so like...
Well, I don't buy it. We have the power to save.
Why are you telling Lightning this? You know how she's gonna react.
From us, and you want to help it? Whose side are you on?
Freeze!
Not their side. Even though they
Place your hands behind your heads.
also want to save Cocoon. Why are we surrendering? We just killed, like, legions of these guys 2 chapters ago.
Fall off the purge train?
Yeah, the last stop was a little bumpy.
Are you talking back to me?
Nope.
Nice gun.
Don't mind if I borrow it, do you? That's what you get for picking a fight with an elite soldier. Alright, Lightning, I can do the rest, thank you. Oh, good. Command execution tutorial. Alright, fair enough. Oh, good, it gave me a full ATB bar to work with. Well, sure, let's see what it says. Yes, I do wish to manually enter commands in battle, so that's what I'm going to do. So let's select some abilities. In this particular case... yeah, so what they're basically doing is they're kind of giving you the impression of what we already got previously, which is, oh yeah, so Lightning has more bar now. Excuse me. So what you can do is you can queue up to 3 commands. Her charge takes longer to fill, but if you don't fill the whole thing or you press triangle early, she can execute it all early. So there you go. And yeah, so each ability has an ATB cost. So like Blitz has a cost of 2, Attack and Ruin have a cost of 1. At the moment, Lightning's Ruin is not effective because of the Gladius gives her more strength than it does magic, so it's probably less effective. For now. Later it'll be a little more useful, but... You don't have to fill the queue either, by the way. They're telling you to fill the queue, but you definitely don't have to. So, in Lightning's particular case, as I said previously, it might be better to just blitz once and then let her just do that and just keep the other one left over so she can blitz more often. So, thanks for the Phoenix down, fellas. That'll be helpful.
I thought they'd be tougher than that.
Well, these guys are the
That's a
infantry.
psycho, yeah?
The reinforcements haven't come in yet.
Yeah, but SciComm's an anti-pulse task force. They haven't fought a war in centuries. Bunch of rookie troops swinging around overpriced toys.
Wah, wah.
So, from what you're telling me, sounds like a regular old soldier has got more training than special forces.
Something like
Nothing
that.
for us LaCie to be afraid of.
Oh, for
Cut
Christ's
the
sake.
crap. Their grunts might be green, but SciComm's elites are cold-blooded beasts. They hit the field and it's game over.
So we need to leave before the reinforcements come in. You hear that, Snow? It's a low turn count map.
Then let's run away. Ciao.
You'll notice that they do the running away thing a lot in this game. It's one of 3 methods. Sorry, Chickabo got me again. It's one of 3 methods that the party uses to deal with all the bullshit that they have to deal with this whole becoming LaCie thing. At the moment, running away it seems to be our best option, because running away from SciComm's elite seems like a great idea, because then we don't have to deal with them. So let's get the hell out of here, because I don't feel like fighting that boss fight right now. I'd rather fight these guys, because they go down to magic very easily. I think I'm just gonna... Their aerial troops might see me, but that's okay. I don't care. Well, like, I wish I could say I care, but it's the early game. Like, I don't need to be fancy. Stabilize the gauge a little bit. Let them stagger. Blast the field again. Okay. I think we've reduced their numbers enough. No, maybe not, but... Well, we did there. I missed one of my attacks, but that's fine. Okay, we've got 3 whites to deal with. We should be able... I probably should have blitzed, but... Especially since I keep missing them. Like, Jesus Christ, Lightning. Look where you're shooting. Or look where you're swinging your sword. Oh, I'm dying. Doctor's Code, Lightning! There we go. So yeah, as you can see, it doubles the effectiveness of potions, which allows them to give you back 300 HP. At the moment, that's almost a full heal for... Well, it's a full heal for Lightning, and almost a full heal for everybody else. So that's pretty good. We're also getting CP, by the way, with each battle that we do, so you can eventually open your Crystarium back up and start adjusting it again. I don't like doing that in the middle of the battlefield, though. I usually do that at, like, every save point or 2, so I'll try not to, like, open it up too quickly. Like, it just feels like that way you're slowly making progress on stuff, you know what I mean? Without having to just, like, keep opening it constantly, like you're following a trail of candy or something directly into a trap. I mean, we're probably walking directly into a trap anyway. Like, look at this frickin' place. Like, it looks like a battlefield that could be problematic, but 'tis not at the moment, especially since we got a preemptive strike. That will help immensely with these Brescian bass. Doesn't look like any fish I've ever seen. Okay, do it again. This one's staggered, so might as well just keep that up and AoE them to hell and back, or die in the process. Hold on. Might be okay. Yeah, we're okay. They cut me a little slack. They were merciful. I probably should be swapping, though. Now, the only problem with swapping is that the first time you do it, your party has to separately pose every single time they do stuff. So that will sometimes make the posing process a little bit... it'll make it take a while, but every other switch after that will not be problematic. I'm not even going to bother. They'll have them dead in a second anyway. Cool. And don't worry about using your potions at this point. We've got so many of them, and they cost very little, so it's pretty much not a problem. So, I was also told at part of the Google document that it might be worth it to turn the mini-map off, but I feel like at that point I'd just be like constantly looking at my map if I turned it off, you know what I mean? So... Alright, this one might be a little problematic because they actually saw me, but we'll see what we can do. Okay, we staggered one. That's good. Just keep this up. One more, and then we'll swap over. Swap now. And repeat. Probably don't need those anymore, though. I could probably just queue up 3 attacks. But we had a full bar, so I didn't want to let it go to waste. You'll notice, by the way, that the AI is queuing up a combination of physical and magical strikes. That's not really the best way to do it, if you ask me. It's probably better to queue up just magical attacks, especially in Snow's case, because Snow has, like, surprisingly enough, despite the fact that he seems like a big bruiser, he's actually got the fastest casting speed of any character in your entire party in the game. It's kind of ridiculous how fast he kills things with magic.
Just stay out of my way.
Okay, got him. Thanks, Vanille. She had her full bar, so she was like, I'm ready to go. But yeah, as you can see, you get back your full HP after every fight. So if you feel like you need to go a little nuts, then go a little nuts. You don't have to heal, unless it's, like, especially necessary. Honestly, in this particular case, I might switch the Doctor's Code off, though, because I feel like the Silver Bangle might actually be more worth it for the extra HP, at least for now. Let's see. See, because Lightning's the only one that can use potions at the moment, because she's the only one with the ability to use items as the party leader, so... I really would like a second accessory slot, but I don't remember when those unlock. I guess we'll find out later, because we have a little bit of CP to play with now, and the next save point's coming up, so... we'll check it out. I think I'm going to leave this on. I mean, it doesn't really make me look at it and be like, oh, look at all this linear hallway stuff. We'll talk about that vocal complaint of the internet later. But it just helps me to see where the next save point is, so I kind of know, okay, this is where we're going, you know. So, alright, anyway, we're at a save point, so let's use our CP as much as we can, and we'll go from there. So, life siphons at the end of this, I'll probably just fill that out. What else have we got? Power chain, magic +4. What does power chain do? Bolster attack or ruin at head of attack queue when target's chain gauge is empty. Okay, so that will start the chain off more strongly, probably, at the very beginning of the chain. So that's cool. Alright, let's fill this all the way out. So that gets us Life Siphon, which gives us 1 ATB gauge segment upon slaying a target. Not bad. Lightning gets a lot of that stuff early. She's very, like... her gimmick in terms of like what she has more uniquely than the other characters is that she's very good at ATB gauge control. She gets a lot of skills that allow her to get it back, and she has a weapon that lets her recharge her ATB gauge every time she attacks. I'm not sure if that's going to be the weapon that I have her equip at the end, but there's a very distinct possibility that it might. It's one of her best, so I don't know yet, but probably. Alright, I'm going to switch to Snow's Ravager if it's not... oh, it's already filled out all the way. Okay, that's cool. I think... did I fill that out? I don't remember from last time, but... well, since this one's not filled out... Strength +18 looks like fun. Let's grab that. And grab that, since we can. And they cost almost nothing to get Snow there. So is Sentinel the one that has more stuff going on? Fringe Ward. Reduce damage to nearby allies when you are the target of an area attack. Yeah, Snow gets a lot of, like, stuff for his Sentinel skills, but I don't really use Sentinel that much, to be honest. Like, I use it sometimes, but not a ton, because it kind of slows the battle pace down, you know? So. But anyway, Snow's done, so that's cool. Guess he can just bank the rest of the CP for later when the rest of his stuff unlocks. So that's fine. What do you get in Medic anyway? Just take a look. Cure, some magic, some strength, some HP. So nothing particularly good. I guess I was just looking to see if like anybody got accessory slots or anything, although I suppose it's a little too early to be expecting an accessory slot. Alright, so Vanille got water there. That's cool. Yeah, I'm going to go grab the magic +4 first. That's way better for her than a little bit of extra strength and having to wait for the magic until there. I'm using the control stick to move around, by the way. When you use the D-pad, it moves around a lot more controlled. But when you use the control stick, it just kind of goes all over the place, as you can plainly see there. So, oh, Saz has a chocobo feather for his. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Alright, let's just go on Blast. He doesn't really have... okay, he has a branching path here. and he can't get to it yet because it costs 75, so we'll just wait on that. It's Flame Strike, though, once he does this. And Saz has a little bit of an advantage when it comes to Ravager stuff because his strike skills don't require him to actually get into an enemy's face to hit them. He can just shoot them from his gun. So he's actually one of the better Ravagers in the game as a result of that because he can stay at range no matter what, which is actually pretty nice, honestly. So we'll have to keep that in mind. Like, the other characters have a disadvantage because they're all melee. Well, with the exception of Hope and Vanille. But Vanille doesn't get strikes, and I don't think Hope gets strikes either. So, but everybody else has to, when they use strike attacks, physical attacks that are magically based, they have to get in people's faces to use them. So, but I should mention, they're elementally charged physical attacks. They don't use your magic stat. They use your physical stats. Your strength stat, excuse me, but... they still are listed under Ravager because their primary effect is building up the chain gauge, the stagger gauge. So there you go. Yeah, I guess we'll keep going with Ravager since you're not quite done with it. Yeah, how much does it cost to get you there? Okay, you'll be done with Ravager right now. If I can ever find where I stopped. There we go. Oh, really? That's 120? Hope, what the hell? I thought it was 80. Okay, fine. I'll just leave it there. I didn't read. I can't read. By the way, you'll notice that there's no party menu here. For the first quite a number of chapters in the game, I think I mentioned this previously, but the game will automatically assign you a leader and 2 members, and the rest of your party will just kind of sit by in the background and not do anything. So, just in case that wasn't immediately clear previously, it should be clear now. Okay, so power wristbands and magician's marks are now available for purchase, and that's pretty good because they can be pretty useful for getting some extra strength and magic. I would say, though, probably it's a better idea to wait to purchase them until you have that second accessory slot, because once you have the second one, you can kind of equip like something to give HP and something to give you extra strength or magic depending on what the character uses more often. So, like in Snow's case, I'd want a Magician's Mark because he has a high casting speed. We'll also need to get him a weapon with higher magic than strength so that the AI doesn't feel like it needs to use strength as much, because they primarily try to use the highest stat as much as possible. So if you lower his strength, it makes him attack with magic, and he's more DPS effective with that because he has such a high casting speed. But we'll figure that part out. With Saz, he can kind of do a little bit of everything, so I don't know. I'll have to figure that part out when we get there. We don't have the money to buy this stuff at the moment, though. The only thing we have the money to buy at the moment still is potions, so I wouldn't even bother with worrying about that for a little bit. I still can't get over how Crisis Core these save points are, though. Like, I don't think the last time I played this game I had played Crisis Core recently, so it just, I don't know, it really reminds me of those. Although I guess in Crisis Core, you can shop anywhere because it's a PSP game, so you just go on the menu and you can shop anywhere. You can't save anywhere, but save points are so frequent that it's almost like saving anywhere, so. But either way.
Weird, isn't it? All the messed up ways to meet. I might as well make introductions.
Oh boy.
I'm Snow Villiers. Short stuff?
Hope Estime.
You're not going to say anything to him?
Bodum Security Regiment. She goes by Lightning.
Not her full name.
Last name's Farron. First, anybody's guess.
Vanille.
Saz, Catsroy. Good to meet you.
Let them get their introductions out of the way before we move along. Because I think the cutscene would have interrupted that.
Yeah, right. Why'd kids have to get dragged into this?
I'll keep the kids out of trouble.
You'll have to forgive me, but I don't feel like you can.
You're one of them.
Wah, wah.
Hey, trying to take on the post-Fal'Cie. That was our first mistake. Should have left it to the Sanctum.
Saz is the oldest member of the party that we'll be getting, although he's only 36, so he is actually pretty close to me in age now. It's funny because I relate to him more with every passing year.
Gotta be something.
There might have been.
Like, a lot of his viewpoints come from preconceived notions, but I still relate to him more with every passing year. There's just one thing he has that I definitely do not at this point, and, well, Unfortunately, because this is a game where communication is key to the entire story, and therefore the characters will not communicate effectively with one another. Oh, this is where we introduced, okay. But yeah, since communication is key to keeping the characters from just spoiling the whole plot for each other at the moment, they're not going to communicate effectively, and the result of that is that I can't really talk about any of the characters' issues or problems without spoiling something, so I won't do that. I'll just wait for all of them to be forthcoming about it so I can complain about how long it took them to actually talk about their problems.
Survivors now.
I think I'm making this sound a lot worse than it actually is. It's not that bad. Music's pretty great, and like I said, the combat system is pretty rhythmic. I just have umbrage
I'll take care of this.
with the story sometimes. Alright, it's just... what were they called again? I just said them a whole bunch of times last time. Panterans, there you go. It's just Panterans. I don't gotta be all up in arms about this. It's fine. Just slide across them like this, and off we go. Lightning? Where are you going? Why are you hitting the air? You have no control over where the characters go, by the way. In battle, they will just automatically move, so... It's a little unfortunate because sometimes they do stupid stuff like that because they don't know where they are, and then they end up swinging at air. Or they end up missing. Well, we can get through there, but before we do that, let's go up here. Like I said, I'm going to try to hunt down any treasure chests that I see on the map, and for a fair portion of the game, I'll probably find the vast majority of them because the maps are fairly linear to start with. But linearity in this game is already a buzzword, so I'm going to try not to use it too often because I don't agree with the notion that the game is entirely linear. But we'll talk about that later. I don't feel like opening that discussion up at the moment. Got him. Wonder if Wild Bear has more magic on it than Power Circle. Like, Power Circle's fine. I guess with the Power Wristband, though, now that I think about it, I gave him the wristband, so I might as well just leave that on him, since Power Circle's going to be a little bit better at the moment. Well, Wild Bear's better on the magic, but only slightly, so... And you lose out on a bit of strength. At the moment, 8 strength is actually a pretty decent amount. It's almost 10% of his strength output, so... I should probably not try to lose it out, you know? Is there anything over inside this place that I missed? No, doesn't look like it. There is something to the side of this place, though. Strange fluid. Alright, well, we can use that for, Sorry, the camera's a little wonky sometimes. It kind of swivels. It's like... It feels like an early 3D camera, where it swivels a lot. Based on... just slight movements, you know? Oh good, SciComm troops are back. They're guarding a treasure chest. Let's see if we can relieve them of their valuables, huh? At the moment, Lightning also has a little bit better physical attacks, even without the Power Wristband, just because the Gladius has higher attack on it, so... Probably just queue up her physical attacks for now. Ruin's a little bit safer because you can kind of stand back with it, but you'd think having a gunblade would make her, like, shoot people with it more often, but not particularly enthusiastic about shooting people. She likes to swing the sword, apparently. Guess she likes to make sure that she guarantees the kill. I don't know, I would think she would just shoot somebody in a certain point and it would just guarantee the kill by itself, but I don't know. I've never shot anybody, so I couldn't tell you. Not exactly Dick Cheney over here, you know. We got a Magician's Mark there, though, so that's kind of nice. Now I don't have to buy one. We've got 1 free Power Wristband and 1 free Magician's Mark, so keep that in mind for later. Alright, so we didn't really get a whole lot of CP between the last place and this place, but hope at the very least can finish off his Ravager, so we'll keep that in mind at least. What about you? You can get not even close to Power Chain, so we won't bother. You're done, so I don't really have anything going on for you. You might be able to get one thing. So let's see. Yeah, it's 70, so we can get that. There we go. I forget, Saz, what did you have in your Phoenix Feather Crystarium going on here? Strength plus 3 is 75, so you're not quite there yet. Hope. It's going to feel like slow incremental upgrades for now, unfortunately, with all the characters, but we'll eventually make it so that it's less slow and incremental because we'll be getting more CP from everything. So, okay, so you're done with Ravager, so we can start working on your defensive roles now to get you some more HP, strength, and magic, I guess. So that's fine. Excuse me. And again, apologies. Been having a little bit of gas in my system, in the upper reaches of my esophagus lately. Probably just dinner, eating dinner. Well, no, I eat dinner about the same time usually between each stream, or before each stream, so. It might be the flaxseed that I have introduced in my diet recently for the omega-3 boost that I get out of it.
Sarah.
I'll tell you who's not getting a boost right now.
Sarah!
Oh boy.
Sarah.
Well, we found her, but at least she's still in one piece, I guess. Just make sure you don't, like, chip a leg off or something while you're in the process of that. Are you two serious, though? You're gonna hurt yourselves with those damn things. Lightning? Are you okay?
This is goodbye.
Lightning! You're just gonna leave her?
SciComm will be here soon. If they find us, we're all dead. You think Sarah'd want that? You think you know how she feels?
Kind of hard to know how she
If I
feels.
leave
She's an
her,
icicle.
Then I'll never know. We'll be fine. I can handle anything they throw at us.
You keep
No
saying
one will
that.
die. I'll protect Sarah and Cocoon.
Like, I start to think you genuinely believe that yourself every time you say shit like this.
Does she look protected to you?
Ow.
I can save her.
What can you possibly do?
Saz is like, can I at least get out from behind him so you don't punch him into me again? I don't know, man. I'd still be seething after that. My younger sister got turned to crystal. After all this, somebody's like, oh, I can save her. No, fucking, you fucking jackass. She's a crystal now.
As much as he
But her soldier training knows better, and that's why she can't stay. And there's that. Boss, get down. That's an enemy gunship. No, not that far off.
No, not now!
Guys, we got company! Is Vanille gonna help me fight this one, or is Saz gonna be in the party for this? Or is Hope gonna be in the party for this? Since he's right in front of it.
Stand back.
He has the guns, though. He can shoot the salvo. Why are we meleeing this thing to death? Also, isn't this the thing we killed in Chapter 1? It's just still hanging around despite being damaged as high as it is. Anyway, we get a tutorial for the Paradigm System. Again, I guess. The enemy that stands before you has vast reserves of HP. It's basically a boss. This tutorial explains how to employ paradigms effectively to stagger it so you can deal the extra damage and defeat it quickly. Sure, why not? Alright, so we've got Relentless Assault. And yeah, so you can quickly stagger the enemy with something like Relentless Assault because you can stabilize the gauge with Commandos and then build the gauge with Ravager. And yeah, it makes seem like it's a good idea to stick with Relentless Assault, but you can get absolutely demolished by this guy's attack, so it might be worth it to switch over to Solidarity or just use the Doctor's Code to keep yourself healthy. And yeah, again, don't stay in the defensive paradigm for too long if you do switch over to it, because if you switch over to it, you're going to end up with a lower score at the end of the fight, and also you're going to have to re-stagger the opponent that you work so hard to boost up. So, just be careful of your HP. If you see the screen blinking red, maybe use a potion, stagger this guy as quickly as possible, and then go on blast until he lowers all of his stuff. Lightning, get the attacks off so we can stabilize that. There we go. Alright, we're still fine. I'll use a potion in a minute once we get him down a little more. Or maybe I'll wait until he opens the salvo again. Oh, okay. Ow.
I can't stop now.
Never mind, I won't. So I probably should have healed right away. So we got our first game over. I'm not really too concerned about it, to be honest, though, because as you'll see in just a second, when you get a game over in Final Fantasy XIII, you get a retry option. And when you retry, well, you have to sit through a loading screen, first of all. But second of all, you end up right back pretty much exactly right before the fight. So, because of that, we're going to skip the cutscene, obviously. But, yeah, you can pretty much just jump directly to what you were doing before that without too much fuss. So there you go. And since we already saw this tutorial, let's just skip the whole thing, because I don't need to see it again. Stabilize that gauge. Swap over to Solidarity for the damage reduction, and then go back to Relentless Assault to keep building the gauge up. Very good. Do it again. I'll use a potion after this, I think, just to avoid Crystal Rain killing us again. Oh, okay, it killed us again.
I can't stop now.
So do all of those hit Snow if he's the target then? I'm just trying to remember this fight because I don't remember this being that difficult. Maybe I'm just spending too much time on Relentless Assault because we're staggering the guy. Sorry, again, we're flying blind here, so sometimes there will be moments like this where I just simply don't remember what I'm supposed to do, and I end up just figuring it out as we go, I guess. Alright, anyway, back to this. Stabilize the gauge, switch over to Solidarity to take less damage. And I'll stabilize the gauge, I guess, while he's got us protected. I think Crystal Rain, what might happen is with Fringe Ward that we just got for Snow, we might be able to take less damage from this as a result of that because we take less damage from the AoE since Snow has Fringe Ward, you know. So. Anyway, back to Relentless Assault we go. And now we can blast him up. There we go. Do it one more time. And then we'll switch over once we get that done. I might go to Rav, actually. Because we built the gauge quite a bit there, so... Alright, swap over again, and off we go. Yeah, see how the ATB gauge was completely full there? So that's because of the fact that we waited long enough to get the extra time to build the gauge a little bit more. So if we do this one more time and then we switch again, we'll... Well, we don't really want to go to Relentless Assault, but we'll go to it anyway. Since it's going to give us a full bar, you know. Might as well. We might get him in one cycle. We might not. We'll see. I'm going to switch, I think, again, just to see if we can kind of clear it. I know we're hurting, but it's fine. Just hit him before the thing goes down again. Okay. Yeah, we should be able to get him before it becomes a problem here. There we go. So basically just use Solidarity at the very beginning and then just blast him in about one cycle and you should be good. I think that digital circuit's worth quite a bit of component use later on, but well, we don't get to use that just yet, so. But yeah, as you can see, you can't just face roll everything with Relentless Assault. Sometimes you actually do have to use a Sentinel when the game very explicitly tells you use a Sentinel or you die. So.
We want to help Sarah too. But without tools, we could be digging for days.
And we don't have days.
The army's on our trail. So for now, we gotta keep moving.
We can get her back.
So I just abandoned her and saved myself?
Yes, actually. Because they'll dig her out for us, and then we'll get her back.
Isn't that what you promised? Now you want to forget it all and die right here?
Not the best plan, Snow. Just saying.
Snow, you're nothing but talk.
This is the second of 3 methods that the characters in this game use to deal with their focus and not understanding it.
I'll do whatever it takes.
Just keep doing what they always did and hope it works
Finish
out.
This focus and keep Sarah safe. That's my promise.
Uh-huh.
Great job so far.
Why don't you keep it up, hero? Okay,
out of trouble.
Hope, you have the opportunity.
You do.
He's leaving the party. After you leave him now, you will not see him again, but he will be here
Going.
the entire time. Say your piece, and then leave. Hope, no. Hope. Hope, I swear, I will take you out of the party. I don't know how I will do it, but
Snow.
Save it for next time, kiddo. You'll get left behind.
No, he won't. We have to stop for treasure and stuff. Just say your piece, Hope.
But
It's okay, Hope. Light'll take care of you. We'll meet again.
yeah, count on it.
I don't think Snow knows what he meant by that. The only thing I can think is that, I mean, obviously, it's a psychological trauma thing, right? Like, Hope has never dealt with this, and then his mom dies right in front of him. So how do you handle that when you're a kid? You really don't. He's like 14, so it's kind of hard for him to handle that. But at the same time, I'm thinking he might have a little bit of a vindictiveness to him, where he says, no, you know, actually, if I go with them and we keep developing our Crystarium, I'll get stronger, and then I can kill him harder. I don't actually know if that's what he's thinking, but the vindictive part of my mind that thinks there's a vindictive part to his mind says maybe. Alright, well anyway. And again, that's a nice thing kind of about 13's battle system, is that even if you don't necessarily know what to do,
Maybe we should have left him on his own.
probably not, excuse me, but I don't think he's going to leave without her. But yeah, that's a nice thing about the battle system in this one, is that you kind of don't have to worry too much if you don't know what to do, because you can just retry as much as you want. The game auto-saves before each big fight. Actually, it auto-saves before every fight, now that I think about it. Like, right here, there's an autosave in the background going on right now that's going to put me back in this, not this exact spot necessarily, but pretty much this spot when, if I lose this fight, so... But yeah, we got a bit of CP to work with now, so after we get to the next save point, we'll do something about that. Oh, good, they didn't see me. I didn't expect that. Oh, I think my paradigms got messed up because it's the party switch, so I'm going to have to keep that in mind. I'm going to say, whenever you two are ready, I can stabilize the gauge for a little bit while you guys get them attacked, but there we go. I can't actually stagger them, unfortunately. I was going to say, just attack lightning, because I'd rather keep that gauge than give it up. And we'll be out of this in a moment, so... Okay. Now let me see, did they get messed up? Yes, they did. Okay, so we don't have a sentinel anymore, so unfortunately we have to stick with diversity as our method of choice, but that's fine. We can kind of just stick that down here. Stick this here. It says, do you have access to commando yet? No, you only have Ravager. Okay, so I guess we'll just stick with Relentless Assault, Diversity, since that's pretty much all we can really do. I mean, I guess we could do triple Ravager as well, but I don't know if I need that necessarily. Well, maybe for one of the boss fights coming up. So, I'll stick with that one just in case we need to go there. I'm more likely to go up to Try Disaster than I am to go down to Diversity, honestly. Especially since there's a boss fight coming up. Not soon, but a little later, to where we might actually want to have that available. All right, which way do I go, George? That way looks like the way forward, so let's go this way instead. Yeah, I guess we could talk about it now a little bit. The other vocal complaint, besides the fact that the people online way back in 2010 said, hey, so the game can play itself because of the auto battle function. The other major complaint that pretty much every person who had a platform to stand on the internet said back in 2010 was, well, the game is too linear. Every single map is a hallway, and there's no ability to do side quests or anything else that you love doing in RPGs. And to that, I have two things to say. One, if you say you like doing side quests in RPGs, no, you don't. You're lying through your fucking teeth. There is not a single person on this planet that likes doing side quests more than the main story in an RPG. Like, you're lying, actively. You're trying to grasp at straws at this point to make yourself sound more important. Just stop doing it. You're making a fool of yourself. That's the first thing. Second thing, let me ask you this question. If you were on the run from the law, and every single place on the planet that you live on had the law in it, and no matter where you went, you ran the risk of being stopped by that law, labeled as the fugitives that you are, and then arrested and jailed for who knows how long when you have a limited amount of time to complete a mission that you don't even understand yet, would you stop to help some random fucking villager with their stupid problem? No! You really wouldn't. You would just keep running, which makes perfect sense. The linearity of the maps in this game are indicative of what they want to do with the story, which is these people are fugitives, they have to run from the law.
Do not shake the slippery tube. We cool on this? Do not shake the slippery tube.
I mean, me talking like this is probably going to shake it, but
If you look down, you should close your eyes.
I don't know if that would help, Vanille. Just saying. Oh, I should have just gone forward right away. I was too busy talking about the game's linearity and why I don't agree with the way that people frame it. So yeah, I don't agree. When they say, yeah, oh no, you know, the game is too linear, and it's just like, no, stop. Like, you don't understand what you're saying. Just stop. Well, at least the AI will attack automatically for me. There we go. Wonder if Snow took my power wristband with him. It's a little unfortunate if he did, because I won't be able to use it for very much after this, but that's okay. We can find another one. Let's see. Equip, doctor's code. He did take it with him. Okay, well that's fine. I don't particularly need it at the moment anyway. It's nice to have, but it's not that nice to have. And it's like, okay, how would you know? You know what I mean? How would you know to unequip that? There are people who have done that. I think if I remember correctly, when H.C. Bailey did a playthrough of this, he would always like, okay, well, the character's about to leave the party, so I'm going to unequip them of all their valuables before they leave. And it's like, that's cool. I'm glad that you know that, but how is the regular Joe average player supposed to know that? And I mean, I know, you don't watch H.C. Bailey for a Joe average playthrough, but I don't know. I always was like, yeah, I don't know if I want to do that. I think I'd much rather just, you know, keep going and see if I can make it while being woefully inefficient. It's probably the reason why people didn't like the idea of me playing Savage content in Final Fantasy XIV, because I would probably sandbag myself deliberately in order to make fights more difficult. And I don't think people like that. I like it, but can't say that that's everybody's cup of tea, is deliberately sandbagging yourself to make fights more difficult. I mean, look at the Outland playthrough, right? Like, I had the opportunity for probably like half an hour's worth of legwork to go get all the Marks of the Gods and basically double the, like, cut the time that I spent on the final boss fight in half, and I definitely didn't do that.
Still couldn't talk to him.
So,
You'll never get past this if you don't say something.
listen to your not girlfriend, Hope. No, stop that shit right now.
He'll learn exactly how I feel.
You need to actually say something to him. The hell is that supposed to be? Anybody else see that? Oh, an examine point. Okay, sure, why not?
Looks operational.
So let's make it operational. Ah, I see. So we can use it to break the way forward, but also summon a fight. That's fine. That means there are two fights now to do. There's one over here and one over there. And they're in the way of my next save point, so let's keep going. It seems weird that they didn't give us a save point yet, though. Like, I feel like they should have given it to us maybe after the... Because this game's pretty lenient with its save points, so I feel like they should have given it to us already. What do I know, right? I think I'm only hitting one Pantera in there. That's unfortunate. Alright, guys, whenever you're ready to actually attack them. Okay, got him. Guess the Panterans don't have much stagger resistance, so they're pretty easy to just stagger and then go. We've also been getting a few aerosol items, so that's kind of nice, just random drops. They're not very high chances of random drops for them, but hey, I'll take a few of them. I'm not using them at the moment, so you never know. I might actually get one and then be like, oh, you know, I might actually want to use one of those. We've got 6 and 6 at the moment. Still no Aegisol yet, but it's okay. Alright, preemptive strike, that's good. So these little teeny tiny fishies, these Bloodfang bass, we can probably wipe them out with one blitz for the most part, so. Especially since there's 7, 8, 9, 10 even. 10 enemies! And I can wipe most of them out with this one swing, so that's good. Okay, dying a little bit, hold on. Hold the phone. Sometimes I like to use item usage as kind of like an opportunity to say, hey, maybe I should switch my parrot. So. Wonder if I have anything equipped on Saz, though. I think I might have unequipped his stuff. No, I think I have an Iron Bangle on him now that I think about it, actually. Let them do a little bit, and then they can start again. Stabilize the gauge a little bit. Do this. Maybe do one more. We should have him before we need to heal again, though. Although I guess I don't really need to worry too much about that because, well, he's staggered for one, and two, it's not like the potions are gonna eat too much into my score when I got a preemptive strike, right? So. Lots of strange and enigmatic fluid out of that, though. That'll be useful when we eventually get to use it. Not that we get to use it anytime soon, but... Actually, I think we might be able to use it in the next chapter, now that I think about it. I think that's when they introduce customization to you. I don't know what it was about this era of Square Enix where they were really obsessed with item synthesis, but like most of the 2000s, they were just absolutely obsessed with the idea of, hey, create these items and change them how you want, even though it mostly will follow the same path. I don't know. This seems like a weird hill to be on, you know. Oh, we got Deneb Duelers for Saz, so maybe I should equip those as well. Probably a little better than the Vegas that he's got. Yeah, they're a little better on the magic, so let's just equip them on that so that he can keep doing that. I don't necessarily know that the magic is more worthwhile for him, but what's the difference here? Okay, the Vegas give him 42, 48. Okay. I'll stick with Denebs for now. But I might honestly just use the starting weapons for people once we get the ability to upgrade them for a little bit, because they might be more useful just in the form of upgrading them, you know. We'll see. Do I want to equip you with the Magician's Mark? So that you can leave my party and take it with you as well? Maybe. Yeah, I'm gonna equip her with it. She already got a Pearl Wing Staff to increase her magic anyway, so we might as well double down on it a little bit, you know. Why not? Alright, so with that, I think we're done with that. Let's check our Crystarium. We've got 200 and something points to use for each person, so that should give us a little bit of development time. Also, as you can see by the fact that Snow was finished with his Crystarium going into the boss fight there, if you fight every fight on your way to each place that you're going, you can usually max out each section of the Crystarium for each chapter that you're doing. So if you don't max it out, you'll get pretty close, and then the boss will just push you over the edge. So just keep that in mind. All right, we got Power Chain. How much does this cost? 60, and this costs 60 as well. So go this way. Go back, and then go down here. Cool. And since you're only using Commando at the moment, it's probably for the best that we keep that up. Did you finish your offensive stuff here? No, not yet. Okay. So let's just keep finishing this off. 70. That's a 120. I'll have to keep that in mind because this strength is only 70 as well. So would be nice for the extra magic, but we don't need it necessarily at the moment. I guess the extra HP is pretty nice, though. And for you, well, we just equipped you with the Denebs, and Flame Strike is right there, so I guess we'll grab this first of all. Grab this, and that'll get you Flame Strike. If we put the Vegas back on, he'll probably use Flame Strike more often there. So I might actually do that, honestly. Got extra magic there, though, so that might make a difference in terms of what he's going to cast. He'll get Arrow pretty soon as well. Can I see his... Okay, that's not what I'm looking for. Okay, so that just gives us whatever they give. I don't know, maybe it'd be better to... No, whatever, I'll just leave it how it was. I was going to see if I can see what abilities he already has on there, but I think that might just be a Final Fantasy 13-2 thing. So, oh well. You're done with you're a Ravager, so we can start you up on Synergist now. You start with Protect. If I remember correctly, Hope is the defensive Synergist in your party, whereas Saz becomes the offensive Synergist later on once he unlocks his Synergist role. So, which typically means that I use Saz more than I do Hope, because defensive buffs are like, they're nice, but if I can kill things faster, then why would I use the defensive buffs, you know? And I know that's a dangerous mindset to have, but like there are ways around needing to cast the defensive buffs later on that we'll talk about when we actually get there, but for now we're not there, so I'm not really too concerned about it, you know? Alright, anyway. Save again, and then off we'll go. Okay, I don't think the next boss is coming up here yet. I think there's one more save point before. However, the Beta Behemoth is back. So that's fun. See if we can beat him up as quickly as we did when we had the Holy Hand Grenade. We don't have those anymore, and that's a little bit unfortunate. Techniques. Okay, sure. So, techniques. You'll notice that there is a yellow bar underneath our HP called TP. It has 5 points in it. Each segment is a TP, and it takes longer to recharge TP the more of it you have. The less of it you have, the easier it is to recharge it. And leaders can use techniques. And if you use a full ATB gauge or earn a high battle rating, it replenishes TP. Alright, cool. Got it. There's other ways to replenish TP as well later, depending on the weapons you equip, but... Are those guns golden, Saz? Or are they gilded? Probably gilded. Anyway, the main technique you can use for right now... Oh, it's an Alpha Behemoth, okay. Is Libra from the TP menu. What that does is it allows you to see all of the intel for the enemy that you are fighting, except I think it doesn't show the drops. You can check all of these attributes by pressing R1. And you can just go ahead and reveal these so that you're... Basically what it does is it helps your AI partners to know what they should and shouldn't do when they fight these enemies. So if it's a rare enemy, it might be a good idea to use Libra on them so that way they know what to do in any situation. But most of the time you can just keep fighting the enemies and you'll get all the Libra information just from fighting them. So I don't really feel that it's necessary. Maybe against bosses I can see it being important, or against bosses maybe I just use a Libra Scope, which is an item that is similar to that. So there you go. But yeah, so it'll also change what you do when you use auto battle. But I really care more about it for the AI partners personally, because I need them to not be using a thing that the enemies are immune to, because that would be kind of bad. Hey Marie, how you doing? You are Bach, and I am Mozart, because I'm about to take this guy to music school. Welcome back. We moved on without Snow. We fought a boss with him, and then he stayed behind to try to get Sarah's crystal out of the Crystal Lake. I'm sure that's going to work out real well for him. But anyway, so this guy's vulnerable to fire and water, so now they'll cast fire and water on him. And you'll get new techniques over time, so it might be worth it to replenish your TP. I don't know, I don't really use a whole lot of techniques, to be honest. It's just not really something that I care particularly about. Like, most of them, they can be good in certain situations, but most of them I'm like, it's fine. Let's just get this out of the way real quick. Maybe I should be ruining him as well, so I'm not standing directly in front of him and getting smacked in the face, so I have to potion up, you know. I'll just do this. Lightning casts very quickly, though, so it might actually be worth it to give her some stuff that boosts her magic, because she has probably the second fastest casting speed in the game. So, let's keep that in mind. Speaking of which, I might switch to Try Disaster now that we've stabilized the gauge enough. He's at 90% charge. We want to stagger him before he hits that charge, so let's do it, guys. A little faster, please. There we go. Alright. And now off we go. Alright, got him. Cool. If he fully charges, I think he uses an attack that can, like, wipe you off the map or something, but We beat him before it became a problem, so no big deal. Let's see. Nothing over here. What about over there? Oh, fun. That means more trouble for us, or more trouble for Snow. Yeah, there's the Libra scope that I was just talking about. So if you don't feel like using Libra and using your TP, or if you're just plain old out of TP, you can use a Libra scope instead. Me personally, I usually just use the Libra scopes on boss fights, and that's good enough. Like the regular fights, you can usually just kind of muddle by and get by with just getting little tidbits of information from fighting each enemy. I believe after you've fought an enemy twice, you have all of their Libra information except for their drops, so... They brought in the mothership. Good lord, man. How did they find a place to park the damn thing?
Sweep team, form ranks.
They must be hunting down Purge survivors.
Probably.
I hope everyone made it out okay.
Well, if
So
they
do
did,
I.
they will probably die to the hands of those soldiers.
Nowhere is safe for them now.
Yeah.
Damn it. Just cause they shared a neighborhood with a foul sea. They get treated like post-tainted rats.
Yeah, why did they leave a Pulse Fal'Cie directly in the neighborhood of a bunch of people who live in a village?
Not hate. More like fear.
Lack of
Tens
understanding,
millions of
Vanille.
people, all scared of Pulse boogeymen.
Yeah.
They'd be shaking in their beds every night if they knew that Lassie like us were around.
But they purged that entire town.
Yeah.
It's crazy, I know. But the Sanctum Fal'Cie did nothing to stop it.
So they have their own Fal'Cie, but
Up
it
until
just sort of
now,
sat on its
humans
ass and
always
did
stepped
nothing?
in to correct their errors in judgment.
Uh-huh. Why did it not this
Guess
time?
humans aren't worth the effort.
I mean, that seems like a very
Maybe they'll let us
generalized
just
statement,
Kill each other off.
especially since it saved us every other time.
Human.
Listen, you, that's enough. We're still alive. That's something.
She's hiding something. She always is.
Where is it?
I don't know.
Maybe we should get down so it doesn't see us. Whatever it okay is. Or they are, in this particular case. I was gonna say, well, either they're going back to the mothership or they're going after Snow.
They're trying to trap the stragglers.
In which case, goodbye, Snow.
We gotta get moving before we're caught in the net.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Alright, so, let's get the hell out of here. Don't think we missed anything, so let's just keep on moving before the net closes and we are stuck like trapped fish. That's the impression that I'm getting from the net metaphor that they're giving, is they're trying to catch us like fish in a barrel. So let's make sure they know these fish bite back. Okay, where are you guys going? Just the two of you by yourselves? What do you think you can do against the three of us? Hope isn't really participating at the moment, to be fair. But yeah, see how it said power chain there instead of just attack? That's because when the chain gauge is empty, lightning uses power chain in order to stabilize it more. So basically, like, if she had attacked this guy before everybody else had gotten a chance to hit them, it would have built the, the stagger gauge up a little bit higher, faster. So, there you go. Man, they even froze the flames from the down ships and stuff here when it turned the whole lake to crystal. That's crazy. I mean, I guess this whole thing's crazy because it's a Fal'Cie, but, you know, they can kind of do whatever they want. Stealth mode engaged? Okay, you're not looking at me. Maybe. Oh, never mind. We unfortunately got looked at. So now we get to fight these things instead. Watch drones. If I remember right, these guys have a really nasty thing that they'll do to you, but I don't remember when they do it. I guess I could Libra them and find out, but I just don't care enough. Get this out of the way. Oh, electro kick, that's it. We can get rid of them before. Okay, got rid of at least one of them. Yeah, it hurts a little bit, obviously, as you can see from Saz's health bar going down by about half there. But you can usually get rid of them before it becomes a problem. See? And we're back to 5 TP, just like that. Cool. We'll be fighting more of those guys the further along we go here, so I'm not really concerned about using TP to learn what they can do, you know. I guess we could switch over to, like, medic stuff, like use diversity if we needed to, but we didn't need to. Yeah, we could have flown all the way out of here with it. Alright, anyway, maybe I'll just blitz. Nah, they're kind of breaking formation, so maybe blitzing isn't such a good idea. Ooh, Vanille's dying. Hold on. I'll go to diversity in this particular case. Let her cure herself. Okay, she got herself back up. So now back to Relentless Assault. Yeah, see, switching to diversity there because she was dying was a mistake because I got a 4-star instead of a 5. Sometimes the window is a little bit tight in terms of the targeting times, especially if you don't get a preemptive strike. I'm not going to wait around for me to get a preemptive strike every time, though. I feel like that's counterproductive. Let's just keep moving, you know? Like, the 5-star isn't that important. I guess if you know, have OCD or something about it, it's pretty important, but I don't really particularly think it's that important. We'll get good enough rewards. It's fine. I'm going to go this way instead of that way. Don't know what's going to be different up here. Oh, okay, I see. There's a treasure chest up here that can grab and then move along by going in the same direction. Don't think there was anything down there that Vanille just went to, but I can't move the camera at the moment because it's fixed. So.
How high is this thing? I don't think I'm gonna make it.
Well, you're going to have to make it, old man, because otherwise you're going to get left behind with snow.
We really have to go this way? I'm too old.
Alright, no treasure that way. So we'll keep going this way. Use those Lassie powers, Saz. Jump all over the place. The heck is over here? Oh, okay. I see. Insulated cabling. Again, a lot of this stuff that we're getting at the moment might just seem like, oh, this is garbage. I can just sell this. We'll have reason to use it for something later. Am I really fighting a motorcycle right now? Seriously? Alright, let's get rid of this guy first, I think, before we deal with the beam gun guy. Since he's almost dead already. As I say, guys, whenever you're ready to stagger him, that would be great.
Stay sharp.
I'm gonna lose that stagger. Maybe not. Yeah, as you can see, he takes a lot less damage when he's not staggered, so we're going to have to deal with that in just a moment. I might as well potion real quick while I wait for the ATB gauge to go up. Should I build? No, I'll just switch to another Relentless Assault after this, I think. Wonder if Ruin works better, though. Let's see. Yeah, Ruin works pretty good, actually. Got less magic defense than physical defense, it seems like. Maybe I should build the gauge a little bit more with magic. Like, maybe I should switch to Tri-Disaster. I'll switch to it, why not? For now, we can actually auto-battle with Tri-Disaster because we only have Thunder for Lightning, so we can't, like, get anything else that would actually change what we use, you know? Like, we can use auto-battle because that's the only ability she has. Eventually, we'll get strike abilities as well, and then if we try to use auto-battle, the game will start to incorporate the physical strikes with the magical ones, and that'll force her to, like, stand back, cast a spell, walk forward, hit them with an attack, then go back, cast a spell again, and it's woefully inefficient, and I definitely do not recommend using auto-battle, especially once you get a mix of physical and magical attacks. It's just not worth it most of the time. And unfortunately, unlike in games like Birth by Sleep or something like that, you can't unequip whatever is stocked in your deck. Once you buy it, you have access to it forever, so you don't get the option to just take it out if you don't want to use it in certain fights. So, alright, anyway, we're at the save point, so let's see if we can build up our Crystarium while we're here. We don't have that many points to work with, but we'll work with them anyway. Are you done with this one? No, not yet. This takes how much? 80. Alright, that's fine. We've got 80 to spend. So you're done with Commando now. That's good. Start working on Ravager while we're at it now. What else you got? So that's where you got Libra from. You'll get water over here, so I guess that's cool. And that's as far as you go for now. Let's move off to Vanille. She's done with Ravager, so we'll move on to Medic for her, right? She's not done with this one. I read it completely incorrectly. I didn't look at the magic 1 of 2. She's got enough to get this one now, though. So she is done now. Let's go see what Medic can get. You can even get this HP plus 30. That's not bad for you. Cool. Alright, Saz, we'll just keep you moving. What do you got here? 75, 150. So we can't get Arrow just yet, but we're close. Get you a whole bunch of extra HP, though. That's kind of nice. Keep building Hope up, even though he's not in the party at the moment to do anything. So we'll just, you know, keep moving with him. Let's see, 80, 120, so you need 200 to max this one out, so we can't quite get that just yet, but that's okay. And then we'll move you on to Medic. But yeah, basically, if you can max out everybody's everything by the time you're done with the chapter, you're probably doing about what you should do. If you don't quite get to max, that's fine, but it's generally they give you enough CP in these early chapters to just about max out everybody's current levels of the Crystarium. So, that being said, I don't think we particularly need too much at the moment. I think we're doing pretty good. We'll get a cutscene and then a little more gameplay, and then the boss fight is at the objective marker, and that's the end of the chapter. So. We didn't realize this from walking through half of the lake already?
I wonder what it'd be like to become a crystal, I
mean. Why would you even want to know?
You gonna complete your focus?
Maybe. If I knew what it was.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would really help.
Hey, Lightning. Did Sarah say anything to you about her focus?
Nothing.
You know what? She probably didn't want to worry you.
Yeah, but she's an older sister, so that means she'll worry more.
Didn't think she could trust me.
Or that. Oh. To be fair, you did work for the government, Lightning. It's kind of hard when you work for the government because your orders are orders, after all. So... Anyway, let's keep going. None of that somber shit. We've got enemies to murder in the process of clearing a path. To be fair, they're just robots at the moment, so that kind of helps with the whole killing thing. Does that make it right? No, probably not, but hey, you know, makes it a little easier. My conscience can hold off because of it. Probably go after this guy since he's got the 108.1%, might as well, you know. Electro Kick getting charged up. Let's get rid of the guy before it becomes a problem. Lightning whenever you're ready. I don't know why I just did double up there, but okay, I don't need a potion. I thought I queued a whole bunch of ruins instead of an attack there. But we got a power chain off, so that's nice. I think we need 2. Yeah. Alright, cool. Some more paraffin oil. That could probably be useful. I wonder if that's considered... It's probably a synthetic material, even though it's oil. And from my understanding, oil... Well, I guess you can make synthetic oil, so... I was going to say, I think oil's organic normally, but... it can be organic or synthetic. Those make a difference, by the way, depending on whether a material is organic or synthetic, but it doesn't make a difference for now because obviously we can't use any of them for anything except selling them for treasure. I don't know if Lightning's being negative. I think she's just trying to continue moving forward because, again, she doesn't know how to deal with this situation. What reasonable person would know how to deal with any of this shit at the moment? Ah, the Gates of Antiquity. Must be some kind of temple to the technocratic gods that are the rulers of this place. Well, this is the last save point before the objective marker, if I remember correctly. Yep, because it's up... Well, it's up that way, but... Maybe it's not, actually. Maybe we have to do a little bit more. Like, maybe we have to go a little further in this place before we get to the boss. I forget. You're actually a fan of this variant of ATB? Yeah, I kind of like it because it gives you a certain rhythm to the way that you do fights when you've got an ATB like this, you know what I mean? So, have a healthy detachment from reality? I mean, I guess that's one way of putting it, yeah, as well. Alright, so Hope's done with his synergy now, so that's good. Now we just need to work him on medic. Yeah, you know, we probably have to have more dungeon to do, honestly, because you've got 320 plus 40 is 360 more CP before you finish this out, so that means there's at least a couple more save points between here and there, so that way everybody else can finish all their stuff up. Because like I said, if you do every fight in each chapter, I'm pretty sure you, like, when you do every fight in each chapter, you max everybody out, so we'll see. But yeah, definitely don't sell the components that you're getting from all of the stuff there. Again, I wouldn't even sell the credit chip at the moment, even though it says you can sell it, because we really don't need to buy anything, first of all. And second of all, I'm 99.9% sure that we can use that for something later. Okay, Alpha Behemoth. Let's see if we can sneak up on this bad boy. Yep. This will make the fight go a lot faster. Because we just almost instantly staggered him right there. So that's rather nice. Alright, double up. We'll build up with Tri-Disaster in just a moment.
Stay sharp.
And auto-cast all of our stuff. 1, 2, 3. Do it again. We'll swap back to Relentless in just a second. Alright, go back. And beat him up. See how much faster that went with the preemptive strike? So much simpler. It is a good idea to try to get a preemptive strike if you have the opportunity. I don't think I'll have the patience to do it all the time, but in situations like that, it's probably worth it. We still would have been able to get a 5-star if I did the fight the same way we did it previously, but, you know, why bother when you can just, you know, get that taken care of right away. Yeah, there's definitely more to this place than just the one and then the boss fight. So, what do you suppose is up here? Another treasure chest. That's good. Aren't we just leaving all these things around, or like laying around, or what? Like, are they on recovery duty or something? Is that why they keep not finding this stuff? Leaving it here for us? Oh, okay, that was these things floating. I thought I heard something that sounded like it was roaring. I was like, I hope there's not like an Alpha Behemoth in one of these fights with these things. That would be a shame. I should probably heal real quick before I get electro kicked. Here you go, everybody. Alright, that gets rid of you. Maybe I'll just attack physically. I don't remember which is more effective on these guys. It might just be either or, honestly. I don't know, I feel like Saz will be okay, honestly. Like, we've only got the one guy left, so... yeah. To be fair, that other guy that was there, the soldier, he was mostly just there to stagger us with his gunshots, honestly. Couldn't really do a whole lot in terms of actual damage by comparison to the electro kickers. Well, that's a wall, so we're definitely not finding anything in there. Alright, so there's a Lancer guy down here. Could charge in guns blazing like this, but then we'd have to deal with that. Yeah, that's one of the elites, so we gotta be a little careful there. Before we go fighting him, let's maybe go over here. Okay, now I should be able to hop off and get behind him before they, damn it, see me. That's okay. We'll make it work either way. It just might not be a clean 5-star fight, that's all. Yeah, definitely go after the Rangers first. Get out of my way. Just get rid of these guys and we can get rid of the Crusader after. Probably build him up with Tri-Disaster right now, actually. After I heal myself, obviously. Ooh, cut that a little close, huh? Alright, do it again, and then we'll switch back. And as you can see, his stagger resistance is significantly reduced when he is staggered, obviously. Makes a big difference. A lot easier to attack them when you have that in your back pocket. Yeah, I don't know. Even though you're not really doing anything particularly fast-paced or action-oriented, I feel like the combat system of this game still feels pretty fast-paced because you have to think on your feet a little bit about how you're doing things with your paradigms in order to keep getting 5 stars. I think there's almost like an incentive to it, even though it doesn't... I mean, it makes a difference to item drop rates and stuff, but it's not like something you absolutely need to do in order to finish the game, you know what I mean? It's mostly just there if you feel like you need to do it as a player, you know? Alright, let's stand back here and ruin these guys, because that'll be easier than trying to run up on them, I think. Magic is pretty powerful in this game, especially in the early games, so... Alright, just drop that bad boy on him. Stabilize the gauge a little bit. I'll do it one more time, even though we could switch right now to try Disaster and be fine, but... 1, 2, 3. Alright, stable enough. Ow. Potion to go-go. Again, nice stagger, guys. Alright, let's get him. Do one more. Switch back. I might go back to the Blaze Fire Saber. I think it gives a little bit more magic, if I remember correctly. But I could be wrong about that. So that was probably because I double potioned there, honestly. Oh well. You can probably expect 4-star ratings or 5-star ratings out of most of the fights from me. I'm pretty okay at the combat system. I'm not incredible, but I'm pretty okay. You actually really like the paradigm shift camera thing being only after the first time you do it. It keeps it from getting old. Yeah, I don't know. It's fine that they only do it once, you know what I mean? Like, it's... I feel like if they did that every time, it would definitely get old, and it would piss me off because it's inefficient, like, DPS-wise, because you have to keep waiting for them to pose like a bunch of Sentai Rangers or something, and it's like, guys, the enemy is killing you while you stand there and do that. That's why they took it out in the sequel, right? You don't do that. You just immediately switch in the sequel. Like, there's no camera cut, nothing. It just stays exactly where it is. You switch and then you're done. Moving on.
Hey! It looks like we can get through here.
Yeah, if we go that way. So I guess that's what we'll do. Alright, anyway. Another save point here. Just top this stuff off. We got a spark ring, so that, okay, that reduces lightning damage by 20%. These are important, if I remember correctly, for a boss fight coming up that's fairly dangerous. It's not coming up in this chapter, though, so I wouldn't worry about it too much, but definitely pick these up if you find them, so. Because they will be pretty useful. Alright, anyway. Work on our Crystarium. We've got about, half of the CP that we need to max everybody out, so that should be fine, I think. Let's find out if it's fine. You need 60 for both of these, right? Yep. Okay, so we won't continue with you just yet. We'll let you be there. Now, the Super Sentai poses give immortality. Boy, do I wish that was true. I've gotten killed in the middle of the Super Sentai poses before. So... But I see what you're saying. It's one of those things. It's like, no, they have to respect it. I mean, why wouldn't they? Well, you see, the enemies are out for your blood. They're not out for a good fight. Man, Saz, you've got a lot of Ravager stuff going on here. Okay, so let's see. There's that. And this. And then that takes care of that. Hope we can keep you working up. Wait, how? I was joking. Yeah, no, it doesn't actually give you immortality. I've definitely gotten killed in the middle of it. So, it's not very much fun, honestly. Alright, so 80, 160, 280, and you've got 72. So we need about 200 more CP to max you out, and that should mean about 200 more CP to max everybody else out as well. So we'll see if we get that far. I'm pretty sure we will, because again, I'm fairly certain that you don't have to go back and grind any fights to max anybody out. Although if we don't quite get there, we'll obviously get there from fighting the boss. So, like, I'm not too concerned about it, you know. Alright, well, we're not going through right here, because... Or maybe we are. Okay, I guess we can get through there. I would much rather go around, but I figured it was going to say, nope, we're not getting through this way, even though Lightning is athletic enough to get through this way. But yeah, no, I actually do, in fact, want to go all the way around, because going all the way around will get us some extra CP. Well, that's what we're going to go do, actually. Good thinking, Saz! Alright. So let's actually fight these things on the way. And build our CP just a little bit. I think I'll just regularly attack. These things are pretty tame at this point. As you can see. I still think those guns look gaudy, man. He's got 2 spells now, though, so I don't know. I might be more worth it to keep him on the magic, but I'm not 100% sure about that. I almost feel like keeping him on the other ones to make him use Flame Strike more often might be worth it, because the shooting, he actually, if I remember correctly, uses physical attacks faster than magical attacks. Like, he has a bit of startup when he casts. Same with Vanille, honestly. They both have a bit of startup when they cast. So it's not quite as good as it could be, but I guess it's there, you know. Gotta nerf him somehow, otherwise everybody would be casting as fast as Snow casts, and that's excessive. I mean, yeah, if we don't get out of the way here. Alright, now. Can we get a preemptive on these guys? Or are they going to be looking at me the whole time? No, not looking at me the whole time. Okay. Whole time, so... I don't think you can get back attacked, though, because you don't have a stagger gauge, unlike these guys, so... yeah, get rid of the Rangers first. We'll work on the Executioner later. Yeah, I guess I'll just do it here. And now we'll do 3 physicals. Swap to a different Relentless Assault after... You know, I'll just do Tri-Disaster, actually. I think we've stabilized the gauge enough. Okay. Keep this up and we should be good. There we go. Relentless Assault to go-go. And off we go. Probably won't even need to heal, honestly. Like, well, it'll be close, but I don't think we'll need to. Nope, he's dead. That takes care of that. And see, 5-star ranking anyway. Not that they had any spoils for me to begin with, but, you know, it's there. Yeah, going this way definitely a good idea, though, because, like I said, all these fights will just rack up your Crystarium points a little bit, and the more Crystarium points you have, the better off you'll be. You'll be more prepared. I mean, you don't have to be more prepared if you don't want to be. But, I don't know. I usually prefer fighting all the fights in each chapter because, I mean, why not, right? Maybe I should have fought the Ravager in the back, because he's just being annoying at the moment. So, matter of fact, I might just do that real quick, because it's a Ranger, so he'll die in like 2 hits, yeah. There you go. Yeah, he'll be dead. I was going to switch. Not really worthwhile. Yeah, honestly, I was thinking I might, I mentioned this a little bit earlier, but I was thinking I might switch back to just the basic weapons for everybody once we get access to, a nugget of Millerite. That's kind of nice, actually. That's an upgrade catalyst. You can use that to upgrade a weapon once we get customization options available for item synthesis. But we don't have access to that just yet, so I wouldn't worry about it for now. Point is, hold on to that. It's very valuable, especially for the early game. That's not going to do us a whole lot of good. Maybe I actually do one of these, especially since I'm dying now too. Yeah, maybe I should have hit the Ravager in the back. Let's hit the Ravager in the back, actually, or the Rangers in the back, rather. I keep calling them Ravagers, thinking, oh yeah, they follow the same naming conventions we do. Not quite, actually. They're performing a similar role in the party, but... Lost a stagger, but he's almost dead anyway, so don't matter. 4 stars anyway. Oh, 3 stars, wow. That's no good. Probably because they weren't bunched up, but oh well. Again, the rating actually determines what types of drops you have higher likelihood of getting. If you get a lower ranking, you actually have a higher likelihood of getting an aerosol item than you do a regular drop. So, getting a lower rating can actually be beneficial if you're having trouble. You'll end up getting more aerosols, which will allow you to do fights a little bit easier. They basically make sure that you'll never be totally stuck when you're playing this game. So they say, no, let's just give them some aerosols so they don't struggle. It's kind of one of my complaints about this game, though, if I'm honest, because... quite a large chunk of this game feels like an extended tutorial for a battle system that you can pretty much get in the first, like, few hours working with it, you know? Like, it doesn't feel like this battle system would need 25 hours of explanation, but that's what we get, unfortunately. Okay, probably a good idea to get the drop on these guys, so let's go up here and see if we can get the drop on them. I got a few lightly armored soldiers up here to protect them, but they're about to get preemptive struck. Okay, I think 3 ruins will do. Hit the ranger up first. Excuse me. That takes care of these guys, and now we should be able to jump down on top of the other ones and maybe get a preemptive strike if the camera doesn't cuck me, because if I remember correctly, hopping down there causes the camera to go all wonky, and sometimes you don't even get the preemptive strike anyway, even though you're attempting to. Ferroelectric film, that's, I think, useful for synthetic components later as well, so... yeah, okay, they saw me anyway. Oh well. It was worth a shot. I should actually hit the ranger in the back. 1, 2, 3. That gets rid of you. Where's the other tracker? This is the guy that we hit already, right? Yeah. Okay. Maybe a potion's in order. This guy, and then after he's dead, I might Relentless Assault switch right now, actually. Just get the switch out of the way, you know. Start using physical attacks, since the Gladius has higher physical attack to begin with, although I suppose this would probably be better suited to using, like, when we actually stagger him, to be fair, but, you know. Alright, try Disaster a go-go. Just use auto battle while I'm building the gauge up, or rather while I already have gauge to work with. Okay, and now we go again. Yeah, see how we almost had a full ATB gauge there? We didn't wait long enough to actually have the full gauge, unfortunately, but we waited almost long enough. It's every 12 seconds, like I said previously. So, ooh, just squeaked that one out barely. That's okay. Well, we got another Millerite out of that fight, so that's good too. Like I said, those are upgrade materials. You can use those to...
You gotta stop worrying, Saz.
You're gonna have a heart attack. You're 36 now. It's not good for you. He's right to worry, though, because there is a boss coming up. I mean, the objective marker's right there, so what else would be over there, you know? But yeah, those upgrade materials, those Millerites, can be fairly useful to help you get some stuff upgraded when we get access to those upgrades. But the boss that's up ahead is standing between us and the upgrades that we want, so. There's a couple of Libra scopes in case you used your one already. I have not, but we'll hold on to those two because we'll be able to use them later. Alright, let's see how close we got. Hang on. You're saying that, but I'm not so sure. Still only have that one credit chip. Maybe I should sell it. Nah, we're gonna hold on to it for a while. We don't really need to sell anything. Oh, we got 218 CP to work with. We'll probably be okay, actually. Okay, go get this first. Then go back. Okay, water. 80, 160, so we're not quite there, but we're pretty close. And that's the last thing Lightning has to work with, and she'll get that from the boss fight, so cool. We should get it from the boss fight anyway, I should say. I don't actually know that we will, but we should get it from that. Hope will be done at the very least, so. And Vanille is not quite there either. It's okay, we'll get there. I don't know, maybe I missed a fight somewhere, but like I said, usually you don't have to... You have enough to max everybody out by the time you're done with the chapter, so... Saz is maxed out, though, so that's cool. So maybe I didn't miss a fight, and maybe there's just... I don't know. Maybe you just don't quite get enough for certain people. I would think they would make it so that everybody would get maxed out, but... I don't know. Whatever. I mean, Hope's not going to get maxed out, to be fair. He still needs, like, 50 more. Saz is done, though, although he only had the one roll to worry about, while everybody else had at least two to worry about, so... Oh well, we'll fix it next chapter. Beginning of the next chapter. In any case, get your equipment ready, because, like I said, there's a boss coming up in just a moment, so we'll want to do the best we can about that. I think I'm going to re-equip the Vegas, honestly, especially since I'm probably going to be just upgrading the Vegas after this. This gives Magic Wall 5. Now, Magic Wall, it gives you, yeah, the first 5 points of damage from magical attacks are negated. It's not great, but it's okay in the early game. As for Critical Shield, when Hope is low on HP, as in when his HP is in the red, it gives him, I think it's like 10% extra physical and magic resistance. You can upgrade that the further you upgrade the Air Wing, but I don't know if I'm actually going to keep the Air Wing. I might go to a different one for him. We'll see. Alright, but in any case, I think we're done. So, let's save real quick, and then we will confront the boss of Chapter 3. And we'll see if it's as tough as that other guy where I wasn't switching to Sentinel for long enough and he kept killing me. Granted, I only got like 2 game overs, but, you know, it's more than 0. Alright, gang, I think we've outrun the vast majority of them. Of course, now the question is going to be, how the hell do we get out of here? All those fire crystals aren't going to make this job easy. Saz, I hope you're not out of breath yet, because we're going to be running for a lot longer than this. Just saying. You having fun yet, Vanille, or what?
Stay close.
I want to look around.
Yeah, but what if something ambushes us from inside of the bloom of the fire crystals? Or above it, as it turns out. Yeah, like that. Boy, she is lucky that she got out of that. That thing almost smashed right into her. Well, we're gonna have to fight it, so get ready. Hope, you want to join in this time? I feel like it would probably work better if all 4 of us fought. No? Okay. Fine, I guess. Can I use physical attacks on this thing? I don't actually know. I guess I'm gonna find out in a second once I can get up. There we go. Yes, I can. You know, actually thinking about it, I should probably use that Libra scope that we just got so that we know what we're doing against him. Okay, he's staggered, that's good. But here's what we need to know about him. Employs powerful lightning-based attacks. Weak to arrow, immune to whatever that status is there. I think that's a status, unless that's like earth. No, it's probably earth element, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, it's fire, ice, lightning, water, wind, earth, physical, magical. Okay. He staggers at 170%, and he can drop a silver bangle for us. That's kind of nice. But yeah, Libra scopes themselves are pretty useful because they kind of give you a like a full overview of the enemy, which is pretty nice. Okay, never mind. He died immediately. Is it because there's a second phase? Yeah, that's what I thought.
What are you talking about? Charging for what?
I don't think you want to know, Saz.
Its last moments.
So let's go pay him a funeral? I don't think I want to pay him a funeral. Funerals are expensive. Yeah, that was a little too easy. But I think now that we had the Libra scope up for previously, okay, now he's got a stagger point. He's weak to arrows still, but his physical and magical resistance are low when he's staggered, so that should make it a little easier for us to get him once we stagger him. And now that the AI knows that he is weak to arrow, it should make it a little easier for us to do that. He died so fast. Hope is still dealing with trauma. He can't fight yet. Yeah, that's fair. He's still got to work his way up with that, so... But yeah, it'll put a barrier up. The barrier makes it so you don't deal very much physical damage, or magical damage for that matter, but you're still going to want to do a little bit of it just to make it a little bit easier to stabilize the gauge. I don't know if the gauge is stable enough just with that, so I'm going to switch to Relentless Assault to get that out of the way. Let them keep using Arrow while we use Ruin, and then once we do this one more time, we should be able to switch to Try Disaster and go from there. Okay, there we go. Unfortunately, Lightning doesn't have access to Arrow just yet, but she'll get it eventually. Oh, Hellstorm Bolt. That's going to hurt. Am I going to die from this? Nope, but almost. Ow. The fall damage almost killed me. That's how bad that was. All right, let's get him staggered before we lose the stagger there, guys. There we go. And now just break him with your physical and magical attacks. Ow. Maybe that's why I want to be in the air, because I have stagger resistance to that when I'm in the air. Let's try it. Let's get up in the air real quick so we get away from that. Yeah, there we go. Alright, got him. Sweet. Nice and 5 stars by a long margin. Got a silver bangle, and we got the Up in Arms chip, which is another shop. We also have an expansion to our Crystarium. Saz can now use Synergist, and we finally get access to my favorite role in the game, Saboteur. That will be very nice once we have access to it, but we gotta wait till the next chapter before we can fully employ it, so...
Check it out!
You, don't miss a beat, do you, Vanille?
Up to it, let's go.
Oh look, a bird got out of this unscathed. That's kinda cool. Didn't expect to see anything living down here. Expected to see mostly synthetic stuff and those Brescian bass. And that's about it. And the bass, to be fair, they're probably alive because they're, like, grown in a lab or something. Well, Saz, you were a pilot.
This'll make things easier.
Uh-huh. Yeah, knowing our luck, it's probably missing an engine.
I mean...
You shouldn't be so negative.
You're the only one who can fly this thing,
Shouldn't
to
get
be
your
fair.
hopes up.
So, you would have to be the one to tell us whether or not it's missing an engine. They don't really lean into Saz's former pilot role very much in this game, from my understanding. They kind of... It's in his bio, but I don't think they really lean into it enough. Like, I feel like it should be a bigger part of his character than it actually is. But anyway, that takes care of that. The bird flew away, so that's cool. And that gets us through... Actually, I don't think that's the end of the chapter because that didn't show end of chapter. Oh, no, I know what's going to happen to get us to the end of the chapter. We've got one more fight to go do, but we're not quite there yet. Meanwhile, back here, Snow has made approximately no progress at all. And he's about to get trapped by the net that Lightning was talking about. So, good luck, Snow. Oh, so no one noticed the owl? Okay. Yeah, it's not like the owl in Link's Awakening where he's always noticeable because the screen pauses when he flies in. In this particular case, Mr. Owl is not noticeable. Looks like the jig's up, Snow. How do they even... Okay, well, they're probably just branding him as a l'Cie until they see the tattoo. I mean, the tattoo's easy to see on Snow, but... Yeah, those anti-grav things, those won't lend him a hand. We're gonna need blast charges to get her out of all this crystal.
Clean up. Let me help.
Throw it right at the airship, Snow. Okay, well, that's not the airship, but... Hell, he probably could have hit the salvo. If he knew where to shoot. Alright, that's a lot of guys. Got any more of those hand grenades left, Snow? 'Cause if not, you're in for a world of pain, my friend. No, he has no hand grenades left. This is a bit of a problem. To be fair, it's just rangers, so that should help. By the way, here's Snow's casting speed. Check this out. Look at how fast that goes. He casts so fast that sometimes he kills the enemies before he even gets that last ruin off. It's kind of obscene. I should potion. He's got access to our whole item slot, even though he... why did the potion not work? Oh, because he doesn't have the doctor's coat on, that's why. Sorry, that's my bad. I don't actually know if you have to win this part or if you can lose it and still be fine. I mean, I guess there's trackers now, so that automatically kind of tells you, no, you're supposed to lose after a little while. I wonder if you kept going if they'd just, like, send in an eliminator or something after a while. Is that supposed to glow like that? Because I'm not sure it's supposed to glow like that.
What's he doing? Watch yourself.
I don't even know what he's doing, to be fair. He's blowing a bubble. Maybe you guys should get away from it a little more. Okay. Yes, all of his unresolved sexual tension with Sarah built up and turned into a motorcycle girl. And another motorcycle girl. Fun. Thanks, ladies. So, to what do I owe the pleasure of your motorcycle transformation? She looks familiar. Didn't we see her somewhere before? I wonder who her friend is. He looks awfully similar to her. Yeah, it's glow. And it turned into this. I guess we have to fight them now. This is an Eidolon battle. The very first of a few in the game. Defeat them in combat and their powers will be yours to command. But be warned, attacking alone will not overcome them. You'll notice there's a Gestalt meter next to the summons here. In this particular case, this is the Shiva summon, although Shiva is twin sisters in this game, like Gemini or something. What happens in these boss fights with Eidolons is they will inflict doom on you, so you only have a certain amount of time to fill up that Gestalt meter. It's like a stagger meter, except you don't have to stabilize it with Commando or Saboteur. You just do what they like you to do, and then the gauge will fill up, and once it's full, you press square, and you're done. The game doesn't really tell you the best way to do this, but it does tell you can use Libra in order to do this, but it also gives you the whole solution right there because it says defensive rolls are effective against the Shiva sisters, so that's all you need to do, really. But I'll use a Libra scope anyway, because why the hell not? We've got 3 of them, so might as well. And then switch to Sentinel and provoke them both. I said provoke them both? Oh no, wait, I only provoke one. Ow. Well, when you come down, Snow, you can provoke them, and then we can steal God! Maybe provoke doesn't work on them. Maybe I should check the Libra scope and what it says on them. Yields to those who amass chain bonus. Yields those who defend against and endure attacks. Cannot be provoked. Yeah, there you go. That answers that question. So one of the sisters will actually heal you over time. But as you guard against their attacks, you'll slowly build up the gauge. I don't know if it's as noticeable there, but... Well, okay. Yeah, whenever you're ready to back out of that snow. Maybe I switch to Ravager when she's ATB charging? Okay, I don't want to Frost Strike Water Frost Strike, actually. I'd much rather just Sentinel it up. So that was a mistake, but I guess I got a little bit of stuff out of it, so... Alright, anyway. Maybe I just do one Steel Guard now that I think about it. It doesn't look like it's doing a whole lot to the gauge, so... Blizzard probably won't do a whole lot either. Okay, so let's wait for ATB charge to go up. And again, you don't have to stabilize the gauge when you are fighting bosses like this, so... Eidolons, that is, specifically. I think if I remember correctly, the bar goes all the way up past where it says Gestalt, though, so... That being said, do I really remember how to do this stuff? No, not particularly. We'll just make it work out, I guess. It's going to be a little close, but that's fine. Don't mind it being a little close. Do love how you get a Doom, so you get a Soft Enrage for figuring out an Eidolon fight. See, the problem that I have, though, is that sometimes you do what it says to do, and you still lose. Like, we're still gonna lose this one, because we only have about 400 seconds left, and we're doing the Steel Guard, but we're still gonna lose it, because we have to get the gauge all the way up, and we cannot currently, so... Because we're being juggled with the ATB charge. Oh, never mind, we made it all the way up. I thought you had to go all the way up past the word Gestalt in order to win, but apparently not. Just switch to Sentinel and Steel Guard, and you're good. And then they fold in on themselves and turn into a motorcycle that Snow can ride. Sarah's gonna be real upset about this. It's a cool bike, though, Snow. Pun definitely not intended. Anyway, for beating that, Snow gets the Shiva Eidolith, which allows him to summon Shiva in a fight. He also gets his 4th ATB gauge segment. We'll talk about summons later. For now, Snow's got to deal with the newfound power that he just gained. He doesn't deal with it well.
The twin sisters. I gotta hand it to you for taking them down. But don't gloat just yet. Might come a time you wish you'd let them end it. And made things easy.
To be fair, I thought they were going to end it. I didn't think we had enough time. Nothing makes sense. Just ignore it and consume video game. I mean, yeah, I guess.
Let's see. Take him.
Back off.
You want to keep breathing? Shut up and come quiet.
Ma'am, I'm literally already have 2 motorcycle people that I can ride on and a fiance. I don't need you playing the femme fatale card on me. Although the chop kind of took care of that for him now, didn't it? Well, they didn't kill him, so I guess that's a plus. And they got Sarah out, so that's also a plus.
Sarah! Shut it.
Stand down.
Who is this lady, anyway?
You two? Why are you helping them?
What do you mean, you two?
If I were you, I'd worry about myself.
That doesn't look like any brand I've ever seen. How did she get it to be a white brand rather than a black one? Anyway, Saz can fly this thing, so that's cool. Means we'll get out of here a little bit easier. I mean, obviously they're going to chase after us because we're the only ship unaccounted for, but, you know, at least we'll have a chance of getting out. if they don't salvo us to death immediately.
Give me that.
What do you mean, give me that? Isn't that supposed to be on the co-pilot stick?
We got one of them.
I don't know, I just feel like sometimes they undermine Saz's piloting skills in this game because, again, he's literally a pilot, and here's Lightning doing everything that he's supposed to be good at. Obviously, she's going to get us crashed, but if she doesn't get her hands off the stick. It just reminds me, I guess, at this point, too much of, like, how they do that in Star Wars, where they've got the one guy who's a really good pilot, and then the main character just, who has never really piloted anything in her life, just pilots like an expert pilot, because the plot demands it. It's like, let Saz do the piloting, man. Let him cook, please.
They're still on us?
Well, they have tracking tech, Saz, so... To be fair, considering he's literally in a dogfight against 4 or 5 other ships, he's not doing too bad. I mean, again, pilot, but...
Come on, give me a break!
You're gonna need to find another narrow passageway, Saz.
Hang on!
That'll work. They'll crash themselves into it. Yeah, there you go. We just committed murder in the sky. Awesome. Is her brand Scorched? Something like that. Yeah, I don't know. It's either Scorched or she got it from someplace else.
For the love of all that's good!
Saz, you might want to take into account the Chickabo's health. The electric shocks from that probably aren't very good.
Just moments ago, the Sanctum announced the successful conclusion of the purge.
Oh, did
along
they?
with the safe arrival of the cocoon migrants to their new homes on Pulse.
You can literally see the damn thing. What do you mean?
That is correct. There's no denying the enormity of the strain the purge placed on us all.
Ah, that's right. Nobody goes outside in this universe. I forgot.
Millions of lives at stake,
All they do is consume media.
no alternative.
Primarch Daisley stood by the move, stressing the necessity of the relocation. When asked about the possibility of future purges, the Primarch remained non-committal, stating only that he would seek counsel with the Fal'Cie Eden and weigh all options before making a decision.
I'm sure that's exactly what he did in this particular case.
If it makes the Sanctum look bad, it never even happened.
Uh-huh.
In all the centuries since the War of Transgression, Cocoon has been spared pulse aggression and prospered for it. It is essential that we maintain this peace. That is the Sanctum's focus.
I noticed that focus wasn't capitalized.
Every resource available to combat these threats to the harmony of our society.
Meaning, we'll be running for the rest of our lives.
Awesome.
Hey,
I love getting cardio in.
who is this guy?
Just directly head desk.
What do they teach kids these days?
She's a special
He's
case,
Alex
Saz.
Daisley,
Give her a break.
Sanctum Primarch. Murderer-in-chief.
Better hope they don't have the comms on in here.
Nearly 90% of Cocoon citizens agree with the Sanctum's handling of the purge. 70% of respondents said they would also support additional purges were the need to arise.
Yeah, but do those surveys even mean anything?
Let's purge
Seriously?
everybody. That'll fix it.
Uh-oh.
Hey,
I think they're taking away my keys to fly. It's the Pope. He's evil, isn't he? I mean, when have popes not been evil in video games, right? Okay. Eden's trying to blind me. I think. Anybody got any sunglasses or something?
a Sanctum Fal'Cie up close and personal. Cocoon's own light in the sky.
Not exactly the sun that I would want to be staring at.
Here we go again.
How do they even see me?
Ryan, we'll lose him in there.
I don't know, that seems a little dangerous. Wouldn't the magical barrier around the whole thing shock the hell out of us? Like, why is it shocking them and not... Oh, that's right, because Saz is a good pilot. Forgot about it. I just mentioned that. You'd think I would... Okay! Know that part. I shouldn't have said anything. It caused Saz to go down with the ship. But yeah, they excavated Sarah as well, so that's kind of nice. It saves Snow the trouble of having to dig with a pike for the rest of his life. And still not make any headway, excuse me. Anyway, that's the end of Chapter 3. So there you go. Couple of hours. I think that's about right for each chapter, though. Each one from now until about chapters, I think 7 and 9 are longer, but each one between those is about 2.5 hours in length. So, like I said, you're probably going to be at about 25 hours before in the first, like, 10 chapters, and then the game opens up a little bit after that. So, however, we have crash-landed at the Vile Peaks.
Hey.
Hope you like junk piles, because that's where we're at. Oh, good. We just woke up, and they're already tracking us. Awesome. It might be just us here, Lightning. Let's beat them up.
Hey, wake up! You gotta wake up!
The party leader is trying to kill things without us. We're not gonna get any experience points.
Hey, slow down!
I'm barely conscious.
Gotta keep you kids safe, right?
Anyway. Oh, I'm on Try Disaster for some reason. Oh, I think I stopped the last fight on Try Disaster, and that's why we're on it. All right, that's fine. Oh, we got some more Fortisol out of that, so that's cool. Still haven't seen a single hide nor hair of any Aegisol, but oh well.
Glad that's over.
I mean, it was just Panterans again, to be fair. But we were barely conscious, so it might have been a little more troublesome.
Man, I'm beat.
Need to take a load off.
No break?
Stretch my back out.
They're tracking us.
I know that. I know that, but we aren't soldiers. We don't have your kind of stamina.
You got enough to complain.
Got a point, Sass.
Oh, that's...
Sorry. She's got a point, though. I don't know if these guys are going to make it.
I'd stick with her if I were you.
Later then.
You got the stamina, kid. Keep it up. So like I said, there are 3 different methods that the party members
Come on, let's get
use
going.
to deal with this whole mess that they're in.
Going to where, exactly? The whole of Cocoon's against us. No
They either
matter how
fight
far
it.
we run,
Lightning
there's
and
no
Hope
escape.
seem to be doing a lot of that.
That Seath clock, it's still a ticket.
They run away.
There's still time.
Vanille seems pretty
You give up too easy, old
keen
boy.
on that one.
I've
Saz
given up.
seems kind of convinced as well.
There's some
Or they
things
keep
you
doing
just
what
can't
they've
change.
always done and hope that it works, which is what Snow seems to
Kid
be
like
clinging
you,
to.
I understand.
Yeah, I'm a kid. I don't understand.
I don't know, Saz. I think she knows more than she's letting on.
I guess we can be fugitives together.
Okay, excuse me. Pardon me.
You ready?
Ready.
Hey.
I get the feeling Saz would be a pretty good dad. Just judging by the way that he handles Vanille and Hope. I don't want to say too much, though. I had to pick my words there very carefully so I didn't spoil anything. Oh, well. Anyway, we get to play as Saz now. Awesome. He's actually, from what I remember, like, I had to think about it and rack my brain a little bit. But I do distinctly remember now that he is my favorite party leader to play as because he does, in fact, get Blitz. And his Blitz is, man, you thought Arcfire was strong in Tales of Xillia 2? Holy shit. Okay. Guess we're not going that way, huh?
End of the road.
But at least it's not the end of the line.
We'll just take a different road. So it turns out Lightning and Hope are going to have to move right while Saz and Vanille move left on their way through the Vile Peaks. I believe, if I remember correctly, you're going to be switching between the two of them over time throughout the chapter. So. But first, flashback. So, I guess Vanille was there on day 11? Not exactly dressed up for the festivities. Her outfit does look a little bit different from most residents of Cocoon, doesn't it? Like, not exactly a lot of people running around wearing furs or something, you know? Yeah, so she was there on day 11. The real question is, if she was there on day 11, first of all, why would none of us, I guess we wouldn't have noticed her because we're all just faces in the crowd, but if she knew, why is she asking Saz questions like she doesn't know?
Wishing on fireworks, were you? And you call yourself a soldier?
Just busting my balls again, Chief?
Sorry, Lieutenant. But I really don't think guard duty is my calling, sir.
It just seems weird to have Lightning kissing up to people. She doesn't seem like the type, you know?
Back it up and go home.
But, sir...
SciComm found something in the vestige nearby.
Uh-huh.
They don't want the Guardian Corps here stepping on their toes.
Doesn't she live here, though?
About the accident at the Uriday Gorge energy plant, and how it has the SciComm lads in a tizzy.
Uh-huh. That's the first I'm hearing about it, but...
More incident than accident. Something pulse-related.
You're taking tomorrow off?
Sir, for my birthday, sir. My sister, she insisted on it.
21, huh? Maybe it's a good time to send off that letter of recommendation for officer training.
Well, that would be a pretty good promotion.
Past due for a promotion, Farron. Think of your sister and your future.
Oh, she'll think of her sister, all right. Her future,
Out of SciComm business, you mean?
Yeah. Nothing good will come of it. Nothing but grief.
Well, at least her lieutenant's kind of in her corner, you know? He's not trying to be a dickhead about it. He's trying to get her away from the crazy people that will send her to Pulse. It's too bad he was too late.
How right you were, Lieutenant.
Oh, good. Now Lightning is doing the monologuing. It's like they can't decide who they want to be the main monologuer, so they just let everybody hold the mic at some point.
Just you. For now, I guess. Should we wait?
They'll catch up, eventually.
Or you'll all come round to each other. Eventually. So this gives you the first access to Synergist as a role. Hope has access to Synergist, and he can give you defensive buffs in exchange for, well, not doing any damage at the moment. So, but he has Protect, he'll get Shell over time. I don't think we have enough CP to get him Shell just yet. But we've got a save point right up here, so we can take a look at what we have. The game gives us some set paradigms to start with, but... What, not going to answer him, Lightning, or what? Do I go fight this thing, or do I... There's one enemy in there, so I don't know, maybe it might be worth it to do that, but... First, do this, just to get rid of all this. We never did look at this survival knife. So this was the present she got for her birthday from Sarah, apparently. That's interesting. Wonder why she got her a survival knife. Is it just because she didn't know what else to get her because she's a soldier now? Oh, I guess you can use the generate option here as well to create random party paradigms that the game basically will assign you some that it thinks are the best suited to this situation. And once it has all of those, it'll just fill the rest of the list out with other random ones. So you can keep that in mind, I guess. How do we want to do this? Probably Super Soldier is pretty good to have in that particular role. We want to start on Slash and Burn, though. I'll stick Dual Casting up here. And stick War and Peace down here. No, I'll stick Calm Sin down here, actually. Although maybe it'd be worth it to start in Super Soldier, honestly, to get the synergy boost. But I don't know if it's necessary, really. It might be just better to start in Slash and Burn, honestly. So I think we'll just keep all this, because I don't think we... Oh, no, there is one that we actually need. Hold on. Do I have access to it yet? No, I don't. Okay. I was just thinking about how I would want to have like a medic synergist role as well, but we don't have access to medic for Lightning just yet, so we won't use that. We can, however, increase her Crystarium, because we got enough points to max out what we did there. But we can now develop further, so we can actually go farther in than we were. But let's max this out first, and then we'll go back from there. Alright, so let's go up and see what we can get here. Extra magic, HP, spark strike, aqua strike, and some extra HP. These are 90 each. Okay, what about commando? Some HP, magic strength, fault siphon, slightly charge the ATB gauge upon attacking a target afflicted with status ailments. Okay, so that won't really be too useful to us at the moment because Vanille's not in the party. But once we get the party back together, it will be pretty useful. So maybe we develop up to fault siphon. You know, I'll just go up the commando tree and then go up Ravager after that. How about that? We can get one more, right? Yeah, okay. There we go. Now to hope. Let's see. So we were developing... We finished Synergist, right? Yeah, okay. If you see a line going up like that, generally that means that that's to the next stage of the tree. So I would develop everything below that before you move up, because it just seems more useful to me that way. All right, not a whole lot of good bonuses on Medic, so I think we'll just go with offensive ones again, see what we can get. Okay, he gets Arrow, some Strength and some Magic, a little bit of HP. What about Synergist? It said he gets access to Shell, so since the game wants us so desperately to get Shell, I guess we can start with Synergist. Why not, right? There we go. So now this takes 180, 300 in order to get him done with Synergist there. So the level of the Crystarium, by the way, I think you have to get... There's like a node on the Crystarium that's going to just be like, your Crystarium level has increased. So even though the developing further part... Like, they don't make it clear that these little other sections that you're developing here aren't like additional levels of the Crystarium. I feel like they should be, but I don't know. There's stages to the Crystarium, as you can see down under the development section there. It says Stage 2. And then there's levels to the Crystarium. It just feels like a really weird thing because it seems like it sort of like muddles the information, at least in my opinion. So anyway, save real quick and then we will see where we can go from here. First, we'll start with fighting whatever this thing is. Well, come on. Oh, the Panteran's got an upgrade, apparently. What the hell are you supposed to be? A Thexteran. Alright, then. Doesn't look like he's got too much going on.
Stay sharp.
Alright, we staggered him. We got that out of the way. Let's just auto-chain him. And there we go. I should probably make a second slash and burn, actually. Because then we can use that to kind of, like, swap to, you know. Alright, what was he guarding? A Libra Scope. Okay, fair enough. And while I'm thinking about it, let's make that second slash and burn. Oh, sorry, I keep thinking square moves stuff. It does not in this particular case. Alright, there we go. What was I playing where square moved stuff? I don't remember. Oh well. Yeah, get rid of the Panterans first. Since they'll be easier to kill, let's just take care of them first. Okay, there we go. And now get rid of you. You can also press square to, or not square, triangle, or not triangle either, actually. Let me cycle through all the options. You can press circle to switch, get rid of your options early and just start over again. So like what I did there was I only needed to use 2 ruins to get rid of that Panteran. So if you press circle while you're in the process of doing that, you can actually end it early without expending the ATB gauge, and then you can pick more commands. So not really an advanced tech, but it's more advanced than probably what you're meant to do there, because something like that. Why did they need to repair Cocoon exactly? Like, what happened? Did the war cause the damage, or... Excuse me, pardon me. There we go. just wait for them all to get here first before we do that. There we go. Do dual casting? I think we do dual casting. I guess we'll hit this guy since we're, in the process here. I don't think... Actually, Electro Kick might kill Hope, now that I think about it, so that's not good. Yeah. Well, that's a problem. I guess I could use a, whatchamacallit on him, but... Is it worth it? I don't know. Alright, let me use a potion on myself, actually, before I die. Because Hope being dead, not particularly problematic. He'll still get the CP after the fight. That's another nice thing, I guess, about this whole operation. We're going to get a poor ranking, but that's okay. Oh, never mind. We didn't get a poor ranking because I only healed once. Fair enough. Alright, Hope, get your ass off the ground. We've got work to do. Just let him die there, Lightning. That's such a great idea. You're being such a good role model for him. I mean, to be fair. She didn't really have much of a choice in that particular case. Alright, stabilize the gauge a little bit, swap to dual casting, auto chain because I've got full bar. There we go. Let's get rid of this guy real quick. Yeah, grab him first.
Just stay out of my way.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, that's what I thought was gonna happen. Alright, well, goodbye again, Hope. Oh, okay. Goodbye, Lightning.
I can't stop now.
How did that do 249 damage? What was he charging? Well, you're probably supposed to use Protect and Shell there, honestly. If I had to guess, vaguely, you're probably supposed to use Protect and Shell there. Maybe I'll switch to Calm Sin in a second. Or maybe I'll just hit the XIII instead of hitting everybody else. Because he's the more dangerous of the two. Of the three, rather. Swap the dual casting to knock him out real quick. There we go. Switch to this. I'm gonna use a potion before Hope gets absolutely murdered. Well, he's still getting murdered, but you know. Alright, go ahead. Use a cure. There you go. Oh, wait a second. Alright, there we go. Stabilize his gauge a little bit. Yeah, I'll probably switch to this anyway. Yeah, he's almost dead. Just let him go. There we go. Oh, still got the 5-star there. Not bad. So I guess the real solution was, in fact, to kill the XIII first. That's cool. But yeah, see what I mean, though? Like, there isn't really a whole lot to, like, needing to, like, if you make a mistake, it's really easy to get back to where you were, you know what I mean? So... Anyway, new enemy, Pulsework Soldier. Stagger him, and he is not really a problem. Let's see if Ruin works a little better on him. Oh yeah, that looks pretty good. Hopefully we get him before his thing runs out. Oh yeah, we'll get him. There you go. Generally, if you don't one-cycle enemies, I mean, if you have a preemptive strike, you'll probably still be fine, but if you don't one-cycle them, it can cause problems for your ranking, so try to one-cycle where you can. When I say one-cycle, I mean before their stagger gauge runs out, basically. Alright, now what? Got a big wall to scale. Running out of energy, Hope? To be fair, you've already taken a dirt nap a couple of times here. Because I haven't used Synergist at all.
Do this way, you think? You know where you're going, right?
I've been here on missions before.
That doesn't answer my question.
Missions. Nothing to do with the Purge, though.
The Purge is SciComm's baby. Our military is split into two arms. The Public Security and Intelligence Command, known as SciComm, and the Guardian Corps.
They never really elaborate on
Guardian Corps, Bodum Security Regiment.
what the Guardian Corps really does, though.
Wait, but I don't get it.
I get the impression they're like the
Not
National
SciComm,
Guard,
why
where
did you board the
SciComm is
train?
like the FBI,
Sarah.
but I could be wrong about that. Oh look, another flashback, but this one's to day 13. Which I believe is the day that this all started, because here's the train.
Attention Purge deportees. Follow instructions and stay in your lines. Personal belongings will be returned upon arrival.
Yeah, that's a load of bullshit, and you know it. Oh, well, I guess that's what happens when you get out of line. Do not leave your lines, they say, as they just murdered a couple of people.
Huh? What's the GC doing here? This op's under SciComm direction.
So direct me. Let me on. I want to be purged.
You can want to be purged? And they'll let you?
Only civs get purged. Sanctum staff and soldiers are exempt. Huh?
Then I quit.
Oh.
Line up.
Well, she had a plan. We saw it. She basically trashed all the soldiers.
Excuse me. Hey, lady. What gives?
I volunteered.
Really? You don't look ready to go quiet into that good night.
She would rather rage against the bright of day, to be fair.
Well, now I really want to see what you're up
Oh, Saz, I don't know if you actually want that.
I had to rescue
I'm
Sarah
pretty sure
before
you're
they
making a
transported
mistake.
Vestige to Pulse, and out of my reach. My only chance to save her was to join the Purge.
Yeah, so that's the gist of it. She had to save Sarah, but the only way to save her was to, well, go to the Vestige, where Sarah was trapped.
You're telling me you got on that train so you could save your sister?
Yep. Just explained it 3 ways for you, Hope.
That's crazy. I could never do something like that.
You're an only child,
It's not
aren't
a
you?
question of can or can't. There are some things in life you just do.
Or do not. There is no
Easy
try.
for someone like you to say.
He's got a point, Lightning. You're military. You don't have to question your orders.
Lightning!
He's a civ. He always questions his orders. Well, Hope, I hope you've taken enough of a break, because you need to get to climbing, my friend, before she leaves you behind. Which she may have just done, to be fair. She's kind of got a bit of a head start, and you're giving up already, so...
She left me.
Yes, she did, Hope. She doesn't have time for your bullshit. She has to keep walking forward to where she has no idea, because where the hell would they have brought Sarah? Would she even know at this point? Saz? Saz, bad look. Bad look. Stop. She's 16. Thank you, Chickabo, for saving him from the anime trope. He doesn't deserve it. He has a family.
Can't keep up with this girl.
She's very nimble, Saz, to be fair. However, you are also the party leader, so you're going to have to keep up with her. Also, he has gained access to Synergist role as well. Saz is a little bit of the better Synergist, in my opinion, because he can give the party offensive capabilities like bravery, faith, and haste. And that, in my book, makes him pretty valuable. But yeah, so he can use faith at the moment, which helps him and Vanille because they both cast. He'll get access to Bravery, which will help him with his Flame Strikes, and I think he gets Thunder Strike? Lightning Strike? I forget. Excuse me. But we'll see in a little bit. Or maybe he gets Arrow Strike. I forget what everybody gets. I think Snow gets Aqua Strike and Ice Strike. Lightning probably gets Fire Strike and Thunder Strike. And then Saz probably gets Fire Strike. So probably Vanille gets, like, whatever's the leftovers between all of them. Oh, okay, fair enough. So I guess in this particular case, there will be some battles where enemies are fighting other enemies, and then just pick a side, I guess. And then we just have to figure out which one we're going to be fighting. Usually, the ones that have the numbers are the ones you want to fight, because then it's like you and... Like in that particular case, it was one of the Pulsework soldiers versus 3 of those mechanical soldiers. So if you fight with the Pulsework soldier to fight the other mechanical soldiers, then it's kind of 3-on-3, and then you only have to deal with one once all 3 of the other ones are dealt with, so... Now, the CP that we got as Lightning and Hope has actually carried over to Saz and Vanille, so let's use that while we're thinking about it. Probably work on Synergist for Saz, since that was what they kind of had him flash to. Oh, Bravery's right over here. Faith is pretty close by, but Bravery's already available. He also gets access to Vigilance, which is one of my favorite buffs in the game. It's actually, technically speaking, a defensive buff, but it serves an offensive purpose. It boosts the target's odds of interrupting actions and avoiding interruption of their own. So what that means is it increases your stagger resistance and also increases your likelihood to stagger the enemy, which is a huge blessing, and I have no waking idea why H.C. Bailey told me directly in the comments that he didn't understand my obsession with it. How could you not want to stagger less and stagger enemies more? You know how powerful staggering is. But anyway, that was 13 years ago. I'm surprised I even remember that. So let's just level up Synergist, since that's what they focused on with the tutorial. Add a little Bravery, add a little Faith, and off we will go. Now, the only unfortunate part for right now is that Saz and Vanille don't have access to a commando in order to stabilize the gauge. So how do you stabilize the gauge? Well, we'll talk about that in just a moment once we get to Vanille's role a little bit more. We don't have access to Vigilance just yet, but we will very shortly, and then we can move back to Ravager. Let's go over to Vanille, and let's talk about her new role, which the game did not give us any tutorials on just yet, but her new role is Saboteur. Saboteur is your debuffing skill. So if Synergist is your buffing class, Saboteur is your debuffing class. And in Vanille's particular case, she deals with debuffs, if I recall correctly. They're split into 2 different categories in this game, debuffs and debilitations. The nice thing about Saboteur is that it kind of acts similarly to a soft commando in your party. So it doesn't stabilize the gauge as much as a commando does, but it stabilizes the gauge enough to allow you to keep staggering foes, even though you don't have a commando in your party. So I really like it because not only do you, well, inflict debuffs on enemies, making them easier to kill, it also helps you stabilize the gauge, even if you don't have a commando in your party. So I like it, and we're going to level it up. So let's do that. We'll get the Shell, we'll get the Protect. Keep going. You can get 1 more. Can you get 2 more? You can get 2 more. We can max this out right now. Perfect. And now that that's done, we can go back to Ravager, and Ravager's done there. Did we not finish Medic? Is that the one we didn't finish? Okay, so I guess I didn't take my own advice. So we'll finish that section of Medic off in just a little bit. But first, wanted to get Sin and Sab going a little bit there, because those are pretty good. All right, now Paradigms. This is another complaint I guess I can have about this part of the game, is that, I mean, the game gives you some of the better... it gives you enough paradigms to work with for a little while, but, like, it doesn't give you all of the ones that you might want, and because you keep switching parties, it keeps switching the paradigms that you have access to, which, I don't know, for me, sometimes that's like, yeah, I don't know about that, It doesn't exactly make it easier for me. It just makes it feel like I'm losing out on some stuff. I think we'll start in Tide Turner so we can use Synergist a little bit. We'll move this down 1. And then we'll do a Sab Rav for Undermine, so that way we can do that. And actually, I'm going to stick this up here and do another Undermine right here. There we go. And, but yeah, Saboteur is very useful, so that's why I'm going to use a whole bunch of it, just because it's a pretty solid way of starting things out. Do I want to start Tide Turner? Or do I want to start? I think I'm going to start Undermine, actually. If I need to, I'll move over to Tide Turner, but I don't think we need to start with. So we'll just see how it works as we go. Alright, Saz. You, me, and Vanille, let's get moving. So we can catch up to Hope at the very least, so that we can get him in the party. Looks like it. That makes it easy for us to get a preemptive strike, though, because they weren't even looking at us, to be fair. Alright, so anyway. Let's see. Hit the... yeah, the drones first. I guess we staggered a couple of things there. Right, and then we keep fighting the watch drones, and we should be good. I'm not worried about the Pulsework Soldier being staggered. That's fine. We'll just fight the watch drones first and get them out of the way, and then we can deal with the soldier after that. Probably won't get a really high ranking this time, but that's okay. Wonder if it'd be better to just do flame strikes over and over again in this particular case. It won't be as good for the gauge, but I think Saz actually casts, quote-unquote, a little bit faster when he shoots. So. Alright, let's wait a second. Alright, now let's get the soldier. He's got D-Protect and D-Shell on him already, so actually we should probably go over to dual casting since we've got all the buffs, debuffs on him. So, I don't know if the gauge will last, but we'll give it a shot and try. Why not? I was gonna say, whenever you're ready, Vanille. There we go. Got him. Alright, well that was a little not the best, but, well, we still got 5 stars out of it, so I'll take it. I think in that particular case, probably a Bravery and a Faith would have been in order. Like, get them both up on Vanille and Saz, respectively. Or Saz and Vanille, respectively, excuse me. And then we would have been a little bit better off.
Never seen a rig like this before.
Can't be that hard to use, right?
Nope. Whoa.
It's fine, it won't go any further than the machine.
I knew that would happen.
Yeah, I'm sure you did. Alright, come on. Let's get moving. Anything inside this thing? Additional pylons. Don't really need those at the moment. Alright, what do we got? Thexteran and Pulsework Soldier. Alright, cool. So probably same deal. Thexteran first, then Pulsework Soldier. And yeah, fight the Thexterans first for sure. Maybe I hit the other Thexteran to get him into the... okay, his stagger's already gone. Never mind. No, might as well hit him now while I'm already at it, you know. There we go. Maybe that's what caused all that damage, is because he used Warcry, and then he tackled Lightning for, like, massive damage. Because she didn't have Protect on. If I had to guess, that's what I would say it would be.
Did you see that coming?
Alright. Oh, you got all the stuff on him already? Alright, let's go over here then. See, that's the only thing about AI saboteurs that's a little iffy in my opinion. Once they get all the debuffs on other enemies, they'll start debuffing enemies that are not your target. Which, to me, is a little bit not great, because it's like, I don't really want you to debuff that guy yet, because it means I can't, like, keep their stagger gauge up as well. I mean, it's working out, we're still getting 5 stars, but, like, I'm getting preemptive strikes, so that kind of helps with that, you know? Anyway, let's keep moving. What else we got here? Yeah, just about. It's easier for them to, accommodate their message if they treat everything from Pulse as evil. Okay, let's not make sure they see me. Okay, they didn't see me anyway. What's the best target to fight here? There's like 3 different groups all fighting each other. Oh, nice. Yeah, so he can actually fold his rifle into other rifles. So like he folds them, or rather not fold his rifle, but fold his pistols into another rifle if you get him far enough in his combo. So that's kind of cool. I'm probably doing this wrong because I shouldn't have fought the soldier first, even though it targeted the soldier first. Alright, so first things first, definitely do not fight the watch drones first. Did I just target the watch drones? No, I'm targeting the XIII. Never mind. Also, ow, I'm getting... Oh, now I'm getting really blasted in the face. Okay, goodbye. I didn't realize... I guess I probably should have. I thought the XIIIs, the watch drones, and the Pulsework Soldier were all going to fight each other, but... I guess the watch drones and the XIII were all SciComm units, so why would they fight each other, right? They're not that defective. Not yet. Alright, try again. But yeah, see how quick it is to just get back into the thick of it? It really doesn't take very long, so I'm down for it, you know. I love the little... I just love that so much. It's so silly. Alright, we'll get rid of the watch drones first. And now I think we switch to dual casting. So she stops debuffing things that I'm not targeting. Alright. The soldier, Pulsework Soldier, still doing a good job of tanking for us. So thank you, Pulsework Soldier. You're making my job a lot easier. Yeah, that wasn't quite enough. Okay. Now we fight the XIII. And I think I'm going to go to Undermine for this. Because that'll let us get D-Protect and D-Shell on them, which will make things a little bit simpler. Guy's still tanking for us, so that's good. Swap to dual casting now that we got him staggered. I think the other one already has, yeah, at least D-Protect on, so I can start shooting a little easier. I just like taking advantage of the fact that Saz can stand all the way over here and still shoot, you know? It works so much better for me personally. I think we're going to need Undermine for this. Alright, get that cast up for me, Vanille, before he loses gauge. There we go. Ow. Well, that wasn't very nice. I saved you from all of the crazy people by forcing you to tank for me. And this is the thanks I get? Actually, swap to dual casting. We're going to lose it. Yep, that's okay. We can build it back up real quick. And we still got a 5-star out of that one. Much better than last time. Okay, let's open this up before I forget about it. A black belt. Cool. What does that do? But Snow's not even in my party. 10% resist physical. That's not terrible, I guess. I don't know, I feel like the Iron Bangles are probably doing well enough for us at the moment. I'll just leave the Magician's Mark on you. You're doing fine with it. So, let's just keep on moving. More enemies to deal with after we get rid of this thing.
This should do it.
Still know your old passcode there, Saz? Whoa. Man. Guess we should be glad it's not on the whole time.
Piece of cake.
Because then we'd have to do some ducking and diving here. Alright. XIIIs and Pulsework Soldier. Got it. Pick your poison, Vanille.
Time to get serious.
2 Pulsework Soldiers, even. That could be problematic. Actually, I think it might be better to fight the soldiers this time. At least get one of them staggered so the other guys can fight them from there, you know. Alright. Stagger the XIIIs. Now that the one is staggered, it should make it a little easier for us to get rid of them. Oh, okay, the stagger's already over for the soldier. Now the real question is, are we even fighting the right guys at this point? And I'm not 100% sure that's correct. Do we go Sin Sab? Actually, I'm just going to get rid of this one real quick, and then we'll go to Sin Sab. Alright. Let's get bravery up on Saz. Get faith up on Vanille. And then switch on over. But I think we're going to go after the soldier first. If we get rid of one of them, then we can go after the Fexteran after that, you know. Alright. Keep this up. Get him staggered. And get rid of him. Then we can get rid of the other Fexteran, and then we just get rid of the... whatchamacallit? The Pulsework Soldier. The last one. Says they never see it coming. Our minds are too fast for their eyes, you see. I gotta get off dual casting. Vanille, I know he's already got the debuffs on him, but it might be a good idea to reapply them anyway. Because my stagger gauge cannot go up without you reapplying them. Are my buffs gone yet? No, not yet. Alright, anyway, since she's not doing anything, let's just stick with this. I don't know if we'll be able to build the gauge all the way up with dual casting, but we should be able to kill him pretty quickly while our buffs are still up and his debuffs are still up. I find that buffs and debuffs last a pretty long time in this game. You usually only need to use them like once or maybe twice if a fight is really long, but like we've had these on for a solid minute and they haven't gone away yet, so it's pretty great. Alright, that's fine. Got 106 Christogen points out of it anyway, so we got through the fight. That's the most important thing. Not always going to get 5 stars. Left you behind, did she? That's unfortunate. How are we going to play with just Lightning alone? Or are we just going to play with all 3 of these characters instead?
We made it.
Where's Grumpy?
Grumping it up there.
Got left behind, huh?
Leave me alone.
Hey.
This is pointless. Can't keep up. Can't get home.
Going home wouldn't really avail you anyway, Hope.
It's not over. We'll get you home.
Listen to your goddamn namesake,
I
man.
don't have one. Now that Mom is.
What about your dad?
Well, you see, he's an angsty teenage boy, Vanille, which means that his dad may as well be dead weight. Another flashback. But we're going back to day 11 this time, because apparently Hope was also at Bodum. Why was he at Bodum? Like, did his mom want to... Because they live in a different city on Cocoon.
Not making a wish, Hope?
Mom, you still believe in that kind of
Like,
stuff?
so doesn't the other city have their own fireworks?
Really? That's for little kids.
You calling kid?
You? What'd you wish for?
Oh, that next year your father could come with us.
That's the wrong thing to say, Mom.
Why? It's better like this. We don't need him. That night, they found the Fal'Cie in the boat of...
Oh god, they gave Hope the microphone now.
The next day, soldiers sealed off the town, and we couldn't get back to Palampolum.
Yeah, so they live in a town called Palampolum. There is significantly less bonking on the head in Palampolum than there is normally, which makes it worse than normal.
She was frantic. She wanted to get us home, so she tried to fight.
She could have defended you, and she probably would have gotten you home easier.
He used her.
I don't know if that's how that played out,
Let's
Hope.
get you home, okay?
I'm pretty sure you're imagining most of that.
Let him worry. Why should I care? He doesn't.
Any father cares.
Sass?
It's nothing. Forget it.
We gotta keep moving. I can't talk to you about my character development because we all have to keep secrets. Lack of communication is the only way that this story stays interesting.
Do it.
Sorry, sometimes that just comes out. I just hate that trope, honestly.
We'll get you back home. Your dad'll be happy to see you.
I don't know if he believes that, Saz, but I'm glad that you're trying to help him at the very least. Yeah, I know, I just hate the trope that they use where lack of communication is the reason why the characters... Like, I understand, right? they're strangers, so they wouldn't really have a good reason to tell every little secret to each other. But at the same time, it's like, you guys are all in this together now. You could at least, like, I don't know, bond over the experience, I guess. Where am I going anyway? This way?
That was great.
This way. There we go. Got it now. Just had to get there. Did they switch my paradigms again, by the way? Time to find out. Yes, they did. Damn it. Okay, and a lot of these suck. What the hell is all this stuff? Alright, so first things first. This should be Sinsab Med. Switch that down here. Thaumaturgy? No, actually that should be Rav Sav Rav, and that's where we want it to be to start with, probably. So do Rav Sav Rav again. Swap that there. I don't really see myself even using this one. How do I, like, get rid of it? Oh, delete. Okay, there you go. And honestly, I feel like this is probably good. It might be worth it using Sin Sab Sin at some point, though, here. So maybe we'll stick this down here and put Sin Sab Sin here. I don't actually know if we need that, but for every synergist you have in the party, or basically every one of the same role that you have in the party, it increases the effect of whatever that role does. So, like, if you have 2 synergists in the party, the buffs that they use last longer. Saboteur, if you have 2 of those, their debuffs last longer. 3 Ravagers makes the chain bonus go up faster than if there was just 2. So, yeah, you get a little bit of a bonus for keeping a whole bunch. Ooh, okay, couldn't see the man, so okay, it's just 1 Pulsework soldier. We'll be fine. Alright, where'd we start at here? Okay, Smart Bomb, so let's start on Smart Bomb then. Get some debuffs going. Oh, D-Protect's already on him, that's good. Or D-Shell, rather. Shell is the little mage hat, Protect is the little shield. And yeah, as you can see, it stabilizes the gauge. It doesn't stabilize it entirely, but it stabilizes it pretty good. It's not going down nearly as quickly as it was when we were just, you know, just using 3 Ravagers, so. There you go. Of course, with 3 of us in the party now, we might have a harder time. Never mind. That went enormously better than I could have ever imagined. I was going to say, we might have a harder time actually getting 5 stars because with 3 people in the party, things will get a little tougher, but I guess it wasn't that much tougher. Okay, so our objective marker is way the hell up there to the point where we can't even get up there. The map won't even go that far yet. So we've still got quite a bit of chapter left to go, obviously. But we have a save point, and we have some CP, so let's use that, and then I think we'll call it a day. Let's see what we can grab. Did I finish Synergist for you? Not quite. So let's finish it. Get Vigilance. That's solid. I usually try to just put that on Party Leader to start with, just because if my allies stagger, I can just throw a potion at them. If I stagger, it annoys me because it often gets rid of whatever ATB gauge I'm using at the moment that I get staggered, so I try to avoid that if I could, you know. So I'll probably stick Vigilance on myself and then maybe put Faith on both Hope and Vanille and then go from there. Overwhelm. Boost chain bonus effective attacks for each ally targeting the same enemy. Boy, that sounds really nice. We should probably work our way up to that as best we can. And we should be able to get close because we can get 2 nodes here. So there we go. Whoops. Meant to press R1. That's my bad. Alright. See what Vanille can get. I maxed Sab for her, right? Yes, I did. Okay. I didn't finish this node, so let's grab that, and then let's go see what she's got up here. Man, Medic never gets anything interesting. Like, and she's the medic, like, the premier medic of your team as well. So, like, she has a weapon that gives her better medic stuff. Although I think Lightning also gets a better medic weapon as well. So, like, you'd think that Vanille would get some interesting stuff in Medic, but it's just so bare bones. It's like, hey, do you want to heal yourself? Here you go. I don't know. I find it boring, I guess. She's also a pretty damn good Ravager, though, magically speaking, because she also gets all 4 elements, which the other characters don't get for a little while. So she does pretty good with that. I can get fire, right? Yeah, I can. Alright, cool. So that's that. We'll max out her Ravager, and then we'll max out Medic, and we'll be good to go. Hope's got 500 CP to work with, so let's see what he can do with that. I didn't quite max this out. Did I max this out for you? I did. Okay, and this? Yes, I did. Synergist, 1, 2, 3. Alright. Let's get this whole thing done. Extra HP's nice for him, because his HP is not so hot. I do wish I had a weapon that could give him better magic, though, because at the moment he doesn't have any physical attacks, so his magic is the only thing that's really getting him any bonuses, you know. What do we got here? Arrow, nothing really interesting. Medic, again, nothing really interesting. Alright, so pick your poison, and I will usually pick offense in that particular case. Well, we got arrow, I guess, so that's kind of nice. And that takes care of that, so 180, 300 to finish this off, and then whatever we've got for medic. Alright, cool.
Fighting.
We will be fighting, because that's the only way we're going to get through the Vile Peaks, Hope, especially if we ever want to catch up to Lightning, which may or may not happen on the next episode of Final Fantasy XIII, the Stream Edition, which will be happening probably on Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm definitely going to take a day off so that way I actually have some time to write some notes for myself, because we didn't quite get to the point where we can use those components for item synthesis yet today, but we will definitely get there by the next episode, so I definitely want to know like what the hell I'm doing before I get there. So in either case, I will post up the schedule on Twitch, YouTube, and Discord shortly after I get the description for this one edited. And then we can sit here scratching our head for the next couple of days while we figure out what we're going to do. We'll let Saz think about it, but we'll be back to see what he comes up with as a solution. Thank you for watching, everybody. I appreciate you coming out to Twitch and YouTube to check out the stream. Alright, like I said, I'll post up the schedule. Shortly after I get this one, I'll edit it out. I'll see all of you on the next one, which will most likely be on Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until then, take care, and have a good one. You know, with all the garbage they've got in this place, you'd think that, like, someone in Cocoon would just smell this lingering in the air. Like, there's got to be a lot of, like, motor oil and shit in here. So you'd think eventually someone would be like, no, this place is a dump. We need to do something about this. Of course, knowing our luck, that person probably got purged like that, but, you know. Guess we gotta sit here smelling the garbage for 2 days. Ain't that grand? Oh, yeah, I forgot. Tomorrow I have to play Russian roulette with YouTube's copyright system because I don't know how it's going to react to the first episode. Oh, joy!